Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble game master, Tom, and this is Adventure 20. We're really excited to be here tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We are coming to you live at twitch.tv/IngloriousBards. We're also available on our YouTube channel, and you can check us out on your favorite podcast player. And don't forget to drop by and join us in the chat on our Discord server. You can find the link to that and everything else on ingloriousbards.com. So without further ado, let's get a recap of what happened during our last adventure.
Idrisil made a speech, and it was a good one, and it got a whole bunch of people excited. In fact, it got a few people excited in a really good way, and most everyone excited in a really bad way. Senator Kethid completely freaked out. He sent the Renari Brotherhood after us, as well as every other mercenary we could find, and we got into a heated battle. We fought 3 brothers and a couple of their deities, and we still made it out mostly unscathed, except for the near deaths that several of us encountered. Otherwise, we made it out just fine. And then we made the plans. We put everything together. We started putting things in motion for getting the king in front of the Senate. And then Brenros made a speech. And it was a huge speech. It was impressive. He got a whole bunch of people rallied up. He was actually took the place of Sir Kendall, who was supposed to be giving his speech there. Completely waylaid that one. Even kind of influenced the high priest, who is really having a hard time with earlier Pacelin, who seemed a bit repentant at the end of it. It was a massive, massive amount of planning. Everything is coming to this. It's time to let the king come home and make it into the Senate. So with that, let the adventure begin.
It is the night before the king marches into the Senate Hall. Something is in the air. The whole city can feel it. Roaming tavern to tavern, Idrisil calls out to everyone enjoying the celebration.
Gather round, friends, and hear that our king has returned. Our day of living under the corruption of the Senate and the grip of the Brotherhood are at an end. Hold on now. Where you going, friends? Stay a while. Come on, come listen.
Messages quickly written on paper are found nailed to every lamppost and door. Several hundred of them are scattered throughout Mearscon with the message, "Come see Commoner's Law tomorrow at noon at the Senate Hall." And in smaller text at the bottom, Xander is awesome. At other taverns, paid mercenaries spread word of what's to come.
Gather around the Senate Hall tomorrow and follow the Ysoki, the rat folk, marching on the streets. Something great and wondrous will happen. Be ready.
The next morning, the day of the March of the King, Xander finds himself in the meeting chamber of House Relmar. The wizard Enpator speaks frankly with Xander. You understand, House Relmar will not assist you in any way.
I know.
We cannot break the laws to aid you.
I know!
House Relmar must enforce the laws for which the Senate controls.
Yeah, I know. Look, I just wanted to make sure your wizards won't get in the way of the king standing before the Senate, that he'll get to say what he needs to say.
That is what the law calls for.
And you'll make sure he safely gets to the Senate Hall?
We cannot intervene because there are
Because you have to follow the law. I know. We've been through that. Okay, that's all I needed. Time to go crown a king. See ya.
Now would be an excellent time to discuss the property transference of the Nexus from you to the rest of the house.
Out!
Back in the Nexus, the heroes and King Phaon prepare. Armor is donned, swords are sharpened, and fine clothes are worn.
Xander's talking to the wizard. Brenros is talking at the church. Get your gear and weapons, so we're ready to move out when they're back.
Portmer, the old archer, approaches his former student. I'm sorry I cannot go with you, Idrisil. This trip and that shooting competition took a lot out of me. I will be there in spirit, wishing you success and safe return.
I understand, Master Portmer. Rest here in the Nexus. You've done your part. And by tonight, we'll have a new ruler of Navarre.
Or we'll be swinging from those nooses at the city gate.
But if I can help it.
Outside the Church of Solene, on a balcony overlooking hundreds of gathered people, Sir Brenros finishes his speech.
As you look out behind you at the Senate Hall, where your brothers and sisters gather, they eagerly await the news. The Commoner's Law has been declared. This is the law that needs to be heard, and through you will be heard. Go now from this place with Solene's blessing, and go to the Senate Hall and find your king.
The knight turns and leaves a cheering crowd behind him. As noon approaches, all the streets leading to the Senate Hall are lined with citizens, some eager to see the king, others cheering his name. Inside the hall, in his private chambers, Senator Kethad addresses his closest allies. Worry not about the people out there. We will stop the arrival of the king to our doors, and if he makes it here, I have a few surprises to keep our fellow senators in line. The vote for this Commoner's Law will fail. Down the road from the Senate Hall is the Castle of the Storm, former home to the king and queen long ago. Having snuck up through the sewers unseen, our heroes, the king, his attendant, and dozens of Ysoki fill the lower chambers of the castle, ready to head out onto the streets. Xander looks out a window at the crowds and all the soldiers on the streets.
Ooh, guys, I'm getting a little worried about all this. Like more than a little worried.
You should be. Men in power do not easily give it away.
Good speech.
Piercy, the swashbuckling rat, turns to the dozens of Ysoki packed into the castle and those still coming up from the sewers. He looks at his fellow rat folk and addresses them all.
My family, I have returned and I have brought you back our king, Phaon, the bestest king that ever lived. We are von Skeetenlevers. Our family has served the king for generations, and the king has elevated us to high positions in his service. Just because we were forced into the Varens by the senators does not mean we are needing to stay there. The time is now to return to the castle, return to the streets of Mearscon, and return to the service of our king. And so we begin, my friends.
The Ysoki cheer loudly. Many of them hold simple little banners of the wolf quickly created overnight and wiggle them in the air. Over the cheering, King Phaon addresses the heroes as the doors to the castle begin to open. Hold your blades as long as you can. Don't make an extreme political situation an impossible one. And know this, no matter what happens in there, we do not stop. There is no tomorrow. This is the day so many have given everything for. And no matter what happens, it is an honor to walk into the Senate Hall with each and every one of you.
Hold steady.
But there's a lot of them, you guys. I need to breathe. Whew. It's really hot.
Idrisil will clasp arms with Phaon, possibly for the last time.
All right.
Your Grace,
He nods.
it has been a true honor knowing you and serving you.
The doors.
Meanwhile-
And by the way, the door's opening while this is happening, and a bunch of Ysoki are now pouring into the streets, and they're essentially carving space out from the road and just pushing people out. And more are coming out of these sewers. There's like 20, there's 30, there's another 30, they just keep coming.
While that was happening, Sildren's been chanting quietly in a corner, and he kind of glows a little bit. You smell the spring breeze, and he has cast Vital Beacon. So I have the ability to heal each of you 4 times if you come and interact and touch me lovingly. You will be healed. But it has to be loving.
I mean, okay.
It's like a football butt slap count as like a loving.
As long as it's done with love.
Okay.
What about a little
Come on,
how's
coach.
your father?
You get healed twice.
And moving on.
Is Brenros still on the far side of Mearscon?
No, everyone now, this is hours after everyone did everything they
hours
needed to
after,
do.
okay, yeah.
Everyone is gathered. This is noon. You've got that, the streets again are filled. There are, I would say at least half the people are just there to see what's going on, what everyone else is talking about, which is amazing that you pulled them away from all the drinks and games of the celebration. They're all now here on the streets, but there are other people. You can hear chants of Phaon, King Phaon, and more Yosoki are pouring out. By Xander's count, there's at least 100 that have come out, and they are essentially becoming the Times Square police, just pushing crowds out, and they more keep coming out, and they're clearing the space from the front door of the castle down this long road to the plaza outside the Senate Hall where your fate lies.
Shoot it, King.
We're all staying started.
God,
No.
dude.
Brenros is assuming a more formal position around the king, kind of an echelon left position,
Okay.
and full, shield ahead, and looking as dapper as possibly conning one of our spellcasters to prestidigitate me to a shiny polish.
Consider yourself prestidigitated.
×2. You're extra shiny.
Extra inside now.
glistening, gleaming.
With that glow of Solene, you goodness.
Today is going to be a good day. The little Jixie did not die in vain. There's only one thing left to say. Let's go win this fucking thing.
And Ignal will charge out with the Yosoki.
All right, the king.
I was going to ask who was going to go first, so that answers fine. You're good.
Xander's the last one, just looking around the empty castle.
Is it now? We're going now? Okay. Now then, okay.
Got like 90 Yosoki charging out. They're going first.
They're just pushing him out just due to the sheer numbers. I'm
No,
not quite
Xana,
ready,
the
just a
marching
little-
band goes, and then the floats go, and then we go, and then the firemen go.
That's a fair point. The flags, I know they're raising the small ones, but do we have a large one that we have, or
You do
is
not.
that-
There was not enough
okay.
time to craft
That's
that.
all right. That's all
But
right.
there was money and time spent on 1 million little Go Team banners that were handed out to the Yosoki. And some of them are happy with it. Others are just batting the crowd away with them. They don't quite get the value behind it, but they are right there. They've been stuck down below for too long.
One or two have like the shock gem in it, and it's just little tasering down the line.
Piercy goes up to King Phaon. My king, it's time for us to go to the Senate.
Indeed it is. Let's get this day finally underway. And he walks out with you. Brenros, you said you were right by his side to the left, and your group of heroes march out. It is Idrisil the elf, Piercy the swashbuckler, Iggy the barbarian, Sir Brenros the knight, Sildren the druid, and Xander the sorcerer. You have King Phaon, and then you have his old man random servant. He has somehow just brought in, caught in the back of the wash of everything, who is also there, who is helping the king. King still has a painful limp a bit still, but he's moving and standing up strong, and swats the old guy's hands stands away and walks side by side with Brenros, with you guys protecting him on either side as you walk down this road, this avenue. You guys are walking through. The crowd starts to see it. Hey, there he is. Is it the king? And you hear some small cheers and some claps. King Phaon. And then more cheers and more cheers. It's really him. And more cheers. And as you guys walk through, kind of these cheers grow and follow you. The people up ahead, not sure, and just standing up tall, trying to see, jumping over each other, see who's coming. Everyone's trying to get a look and cramming in up against this parade barrier of rat-like people known as the Yosoki. And they keep pushing up, and you guys march your way down through.
Does it seem like it's a long procession? Like it's going to take like an hour to get there, kind of thing? Or
nope, will not take an hour to get there.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
And then the Yosoki, there are a lot of them, but they are freakishly coordinated in this effort, so that there are enough up front that they're pushing back the masses, who are then getting to the sides, and then the area behind you, those Yosoki collapse in, and it's essentially creating this very elongated oval that's going down the street, keeping people away from your group.
I picture the fighters from Ender's Game, like the bug fighters fighting.
Okay. And you guys are walking there, and as you walk by Sir Brenros, you see a face from the crowd that is cheering you on, and it is Sana, priestess from the Church of Solene, has quickly made it out here and is cheering your group on.
Certainly, I give her the nod as I continue to walk with the king.
All right.
Hello to you, and hello to you.
How's that work in a fantasy session? The scribe, I don't.
Scroll me.
Scroll me. As you guys walk out, you see another person you recognize as a strange, random, almost uncontrollable, fluttering little drake startles a bunch of people and appears near the edge of the crowd, and that is Chamberlain from the Arcanist Society, who looks a little confused but is excited and just starts cheering as well, and points when he recognizes some of you. And you guys
I'll give him
continue
a point
on.
back, seeing him transform.
Oh, all right.
It doesn't scare me anymore. Hey!
You guys carry on, and you see someone else waiting for you, or rather someone's up ahead, still quite some distance away at your destination. At the entrance to the Grand Senate Hall is a mass of men dressed in black with silver-lined armor. There are 40, 50, 60, 70 tons of soldiers. You can see clearly the Senate has brought in the Navarran military, and they have completely blocked off the end of the Senate Hall that you guys are slowly approaching. You can see there are those that are mounted, some have bows, they are decked out in full armor, and they are ready for trouble as you guys are walking forward. The king continues to look stern. He's not really addressing the people. He's not doing the little wave from the parade thing. He's looking strong and powerful and making his way with you guys.
Percy,
Go ahead.
Percy puts his hand on his short sword just to have it at the ready.
Okay.
You guys, I think I can speak to them. I'm a council member of House Relmar. Maybe they'll understand the laws the same way.
Yes, Xana, come up front here. Brenros, be ready yourself.
Oh, that reminds me.
He runs off.
I left the oven on. He takes the not the Meyer pin, the diplomat's badge, and returns it to its proper.
So that was returned earlier to Xander. Got it.
Yes.
All right, Xander, you head up to the front of your group as the group makes their way slowly and confidently towards the Senate Hall. On the way, Sildren, you see someone else you recognize who's trying to get your attention and wave you over, and it is a small gnome by the name of Tumblepot, and he's flagging you over, Sildren.
I will head that way.
All right, you
as
head
best I
over
can.
there. Several people jam their faces right in between you and him, the crowd. And is that really the king? Who are you? What's going on? Tumblepot says to you, you're really doing this, aren't you?
We are. Join us. Come.
I'd
I
like
just
to.
gotta take him with me.
He says, no, thanks. They really need me on the other side of town. But I wish you the best. And here, perhaps this will help. And he stuffs 2 bottles into your hand, 2 glass bottles, and says, those are a new concoction of mine. They're anti-stone. Toss them and you'll see. Oh, and give this to our friend Jix. And he hands you a backpack with a little ripcord on it. He'll know what to do.
Oh, sad.
Thank you, friend. We have much to discuss, but now is not the time. These will be put to good use. I
Good
assure
luck.
you.
And the Yosoki are kind of pushing you out as that elongated area is about to consume you. You guys get closer and closer to the Senate Hall. It's not looking any less imposing with all these soldiers who are also making sure this open plaza area with a couple structures is clear of people, keeping them away with horses and stuff as you guys walk up. And as you do, and you are about to close in, yes, Sir Brinmos.
Using some wartime tactics, battlefield tactics, lore rather.
Okay.
Just identifying if this is a group and is it in support of something else or is something supporting it? Like, is there another crew of squad of soldiers off to a side that we're not paying attention to that could
Sure.
clearly enforce these?
Make a warfare lore knowledge roll.
Can Piercy make that same roll with that
You can.
same
You have
skill?
that same skill. Absolutely.
Right.
And that is a 22 for my examination.
21 for Piercy.
20 what for Piercy?
21.
All right, pretty much the same end result. You guys are able to identify these are the official Navarran soldiers. They report only to the Senate. You've run into several of them before in the past. You do not believe that there is anything tricky they're trying to do. They are being very clear you are not welcome here as you are approaching. You don't see any strange flanking forces or anything along those lines. They're making a very clear show about their presence. This is as big of a deterrent as they can possibly make.
Okay.
All right, as you guys approach the Senate Hall, several of you hear more cheers from the crowd, and the cheers are getting louder and louder. And then the crowd, as the Yosoki are closing in behind you, the crowd is filling in behind, and they're cheering. They're excited. And again, more people are excited about what's going on, and you're sure there's a fair share that are just excited that something is happening. But there's still a lot of momentum. It's a little hard to hear each other, but you do hear one voice, and it's a lady calling out and waving support, and it is Lord Dukrin and his wife Mother are cheering out for you guys as well. And you guys nod or wave back to her, and you can barely hear her voice through the cheering crowd, and she says, "Go get him, boys! Make Jix proud!" And they are waving like crazy as you guys make your way through and arrive at the Senate entrance. The Yosoki have kind of split off to the side, and they're making this half circle around the entrance of over 100 Yosoki, and you guys are now exposed and heading up to this wall of soldiers that are right there before you. Tons of them are out. Several have their weapons drawn, but not all. And what do you want to do?
Xander up at the front with his diplomat's badge on. First thing he'd like to do is recall knowledge on Navarran culture. If I can, if I successfully pass a DC of 20 or higher with my recall knowledge, I get a +2 to diplomacy for anyone in Navarre for the rest of the day.
Oh, what's that ability called?
That is called Your
Round
mom. No, it's called
Making crap up.
what's it called? It just says it's part of the diplomat's badge. The effect,
It's the item. It's tied
the
to
item badge, yeah.
item.
It's a once per day. It always has a +1 if it's displayed
Okay.
prominently, but with a recall knowledge it has that effect as well.
Okay, so yeah, once per day you can recall knowledge about some type of culture, and then it becomes to +2. Gotcha. That's a great one. All right, as you approach, you try to recall. What do you want to recall specifically?
Specifically, what I want to recall is the way that they the customs, Navarran customs, everything that I've seen in Mearscon, everything that is Navarre, all of the official, this is how you approach, this is how you govern, this is how you speak with each other. The way that the Navarran soldiers specifically, but also the way the people in the hierarchy of Navarre do things fancy. Right, all the stuff that Lord Endemore talks about, all the things that we've learned from Lady Telmadrin, all of the stuff that is like, these are customs and these are the ways that we handle ourselves around here, not just Edlin home level, but Mearscon level and Navarran. That's the stuff I want to recall.
All right, make a 20 or higher diplomacy roll, please.
28.
Wow.
28.
29,
Nice.
Or higher.
So I've got the +1 for the badge, and then if the recall knowledge succeeds,
Yes.
then for anything in Navarre, that'll be a +2 as well.
Okay. You do recall a couple ways of addressing, particularly opening addresses to official dignitaries in Mearscon, senators in particular, a flourish, a twirl of phrase, and you also recall a similar thing for official soldiery. Not your everyday grunts, but more of your higher level types. There's a particular twist of phrase or something that you're able to pick up. So you not only have that, but then you gain that +2 to your diplomatic efforts. That's
Well
rather
Well
significant.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes away.
No. That's how they say it in Mearscon,
that's how they
yo. That's the Mearscon signs.
Are you my soldier?
So now with the extra amount of confidence of my very, very shiny badge, Xander will approach the steps and the Navarran soldiers.
All right, you're approaching the steps. A sergeant on a horse walks out to meet you, Xander. It is as though you are meeting the Mouse of Sauron as the two of you come out and meet in this plaza. There's still some cheering from the crowd and such as you and this sergeant meet. He rides up and he just glares at you. He's got his helmet on and he looks ready to run down Xander. This guy would be taller, twice as tall as you normally, let alone up on his horse, and he's just right there. And you just come up, you just stand, look up, like petting his horse gently on the nose. And what do you say, Xander? He does not begin.
Good afternoon. I am Xander of Edlin Home, defender of Navarre, champion of the Great Wolf, and council member of House Relmar. Under the code of House Relmar, we have safe passage to the Senate Hall because of the laws that allow the king and anyone free access to the people's area. I am asking clearly and simply that you let us pass through so that we may speak with them. Oh, also, I'm the keeper of the Nexus, but that's a different thing.
He says, this criminal has been ordered to be put to death if he tries to step closer to the Senate Hall. And you, who are with him, are also now criminals, bent on the destruction of everything in Navarre. What say you to that?
I feel like there's a couple of facts that you have a little wrong. But what I will say to you is clearly this. There are no criminals here. Perhaps on the inside, but outside, this is King Phaon of Navarre. We are heralds for him and walking through. And I will remind you, I am a member of House Relmar. I have a seat on the council, and I have assurances from them that they will uphold the law. If you break peace, if you break any form of the law that does not allow things to go through, they will come to our defense.
Make a diplomacy roll with +2 circumstance bonus, plus any other bonuses you have.
Okay, so that was a 2 for the roll, bringing me up to a 22. I'm actually going to use a hero point on that. Can't get any worse, right?
Oh.
Why say that?
Why say that? Why would you do that? It's
Well,
a 3. So it's plus the 2 plus my 2. It's a 26.
Wow.
No, 7. Sorry, 27 is my roll.
27 still?
That's huge.
How the heck did you...
I have a plus 18.
Okay, so you rolled a 21, and then how did you get from 21 to 27?
No. I'm sorry. It's a 20. Hang on a second. I rolled a 21, and then you gave me a +2. I added +2 twice. I apologize. So it's a 23.
But don't you have a +1 for the diplomat's badge as well?
So I wrapped it all up into this roll. So the plus 18 has the diplomat's badge and it has the +2. Because I roll a plus 15 and then I add the badge on top of that. So I'm sorry. I added, but you're right. I added the badge twice. I rolled with your +2 circumstance bonus a 23.
All right. He just likes he's tapping his helmet. There's a lot of cheering going on. You can't quite hear it. No, he shifts uncomfortably and motions with his head, and several more riders come out, armed and fully armored. As they come out, they also lower their helmets. How far back is the rest of the group from Xander? I'm curious.
After he...
We're still at the castle.
Yeah. No, after Xander began speaking, Idrisil kind of stepped up with him, kind of hoping, looking at Brenrose, hoping Brenrose would also speak up, step up with Idrisil.
Okay.
I was giving Xander wide berth there, but also looking after the king. So it's
Yes, Sildren has come up as well, and at an appropriate time, Yathane comes down and just kind of lands on his shoulder for dramatic effect.
I'm kind of picturing a V almost with Xander at the arrow tip, and then Fan sort of in the middle with all of us extending.
Okay.
Down
Igno will come up over Xander's shoulder, and if it'll help at all, he'll arch an eyebrow and try to intimidate this guard.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that? You gonna make me roll?
Yeah, you do. Known for your amazing intimidation roll.
26.
26. The guard motions again and calls in a higher ranking guy from the line of 50, 60 guys behind him. There is a higher ranking guy who could not be bothered, who finally comes out and kicks his horse. The man you glared at with that single raise of an eyebrow just kind of winces and isn't sure he's ready to go down right now for all this chaos. He motions for you just Karen'd him to make him call his manager, and his manager comes.
Damn right.
And this lieutenant comes out in slightly shinier armor, and he rides out with his helmet over and stands next to your group and addresses Iggy, diplomat of the Defenders of the Realm.
Xander hangs his head a little bit.
And this man says,
the badge along.
you have one chance to explain yourself. Where have you come from and why have you come here? We have our orders and we intend to follow through on them.
Doesn't matter where we came from. We're here now. We're here with the rightful king. And we're here to take this city into the rightful hands of the king and shape it up.
Make a diplomacy roll just for my giggles. Just there's a hidden modifier. I'm not
As Iggy started speaking, Sildren tapped him on the shoulder, giving him guidance. So there will be +1.
all right.
Total of 20.
Total of 20 is pretty good for Iggy.
Yeah.
The sergeant says, the sergeant next to the higher up says, Lieutenant Gareth, let's stop talking and let's follow what the senator said. If we're gonna do this, let's do this. And he seems pretty nervous.
Piercy.
Yes, someone was gonna say something.
Piercy, in response to that, hearing that, he looks at that guy and says, "Your mother was a small dwarf, and your father smelt of dirty breeches." And just sees what he does.
All right.
Is that a flirt?
Xander's
Might be.
That's
sweating.
diplomatic
It depends on the
Just a
roll
little
Tom
bit
makes
more.
and make.
It's
All of diplomacy just seems to be falling away behind me.
that's a 32
Holy
Yeah.
That was the 32 what was my question.
diplomacy.
Diplomacy, that was diplomatic?
That was bon mot diplomatic.
Okay, so it was enough that it made the lieutenant next to him chuckle. How's that? The lieutenant's like, yeah. He holds out a mailed gauntlet for a high five.
It just so will kind of perk up a little bit and just ask the current ranking lieutenant there. You say you serve the Senate's law?
I do, and I have.
Well, I am the speaker of the commoner's law. Do you intend to not let me pass?
He says, I would not begrudge a man who saved my life and the lives of my men. The sergeant kind of looks at him. The lieutenant says, I have been out on patrol for far too long and brought here recently. I have been spending my time hunting down King Phaon by orders of the Senate. And in my travels, me and my men were waylaid by a band of giants out in the hills. And I recognize you, to Idrisil, who has just spoken, and several of you here, as those who helped save us. There was no talk of politics or kings, just men helping men. That does not sound right.
That's fine.
And then he says, and I will also say this loudly. I was not tasked with finding a criminal, but I was tasked specifically with finding King Phaon, with the description very clearly of that man there, and bring him back in chains or not at all. So this before us right here, this person is no man. This is the king, and he will pass. And the sergeant looks at him again, and the lieutenant kicks his horse and backs out of the way and yells again, he will pass.
And Sildren pushes Xander to like get him moving because this is our opportunity. It's like, let's go.
Okay.
Idrisil will just continue as we pass. Idrisil will just look at that man with great admiration. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
Renros is dropped to a rear position behind the king,
Okay.
protecting his back.
All right. You fall back to a rear position in the group area, and you guys make your way through some small little ancillary structures and right towards the steps of the Senate building. It is tall, big columns with great decorations and statues carved into the columns. It was used for a different civic purpose long ago, but now you know it is the heart of trouble and the heart part of everything you're trying to do, and it stands before you, still looking imposing. The crowd behind you can still hear chanting and cheering, but they are now behind the line of soldiers. They are behind the Yosoki, so it's that is all behind you, and it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8 of you plus a bird making your way forward towards those steps. As you do, you feel the ground begin to tremble a little bit, and it begins to rumble a little bit, and Xander drops to the ground by the rumbling.
And detects magic.
Xander, you detect magic. Let's see. Xander, you do not detect. No, Xander, you absolutely do detect magic as a large force field of about 40 feet tall with kind of an orange pinkish translucent glow and extremely wide cuts its way out of the ground and separates the first few steps and just cuts them out and just slices up and rises up into the air right between you and the Senate Hall. The ground continues to tremble and another wall appears to the left in almost a long rectangular box, and one to the right, and then you see several of the soldiers and horses scurrying as they get out of the way as one takes a shape behind you as well, boxing you all in.
What kind of magic is this?
Surround the king.
And Sildren steps forward towards where the doorway is that like should be right in front of us,
Okay.
and holds his hand up
Careful!
and cast Dispel Magic on it.
All right. Just before you do, the ground shakes again and a hole erupts not too far away, and you see a metallic hand appear and a large shape climb out. You recognize it as one of the dangerous automatons you have fought before in a cellar not too long ago. Comes rising up out of the ground. Metal, strong, heavy, and clambers out with rocks getting tossed, and a second one comes crashing out of the ground and partially destroying a building. Each of them silently rise up with creaking metal sounds, and then they start stomping towards you. And Sildren, you had something.
So as that's happening, Sildren's going to throw one of those potions that he got handed, one of the stone melting potions.
Okay.
At where the golem's coming up out of the ground.
Okay.
Can I have to react before then? Sorry.
No, let's go ahead and just do a combat. Let's see what happens then. Sildren,
right.
you can do that, but it is some distance away, so it might take. It's a wide area. This is not a small, compact area. This is a wide area, maybe I don't know, a 200, maybe 200 feet long by 80 feet wide box of this force field that you're in. There is no top to this, by the way, if that matters. And what we have is a battle on our hands, of which I am sharing the battle map right now.
Whoa, that's a rectangle.
And then I'm going to show it up for our audience that are
It's a
watching the live
Big
stream.
entrance. Holy cow.
Let's go battle map. Let me bring this down. And then we will be ready to go. Okay, I've got it there. Zooming out, it is pretty big. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right. These things are starting to rise up, and they are now closing in. They're not particularly fast. They're slightly slower because they're so large, and they are silently stomping their way towards you. And we have an initiative going on. And first up is Idrisil, actually, not Sildren. Sorry about that.
Okay, so there are two of them.
And Just to confirm, there's no other people around us, right? It's just us and these golems inside the big rectangle?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my map situated. Okay. Oh, let me just go ahead. So is it a hole that they're inside of and crawling out of, or is that just considered like rough terrain?
That is rough terrain, and then where they're standing right now is a hole they have come out of, and it's kind of even rougher.
Okay. I will hunt prey on the easternmost automaton.
Sure, there's one to the north that's maybe 50, 60 feet, and there's one to the east about 120 feet.
Okay, I'll go ahead and hunt prey on that guy. And then I will... Let me move just in front, kind of next to Xander there. Move to about right there. And then I'm just going to fire upon this guy with a hunted shot.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That means a double shot, right?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Oh, that's not good. Let me go ahead and use one of my hero points real quick for that first one.
Well, that's
Okay,
2 hero points, but it knows
Oh,
a
it
natural
is.
1. Yeah.
You know what? I'll leave the first natural one there, and the next one was a total of 30.
All right, the first one goes firing and misses and makes you like, wow, god darn it. Your second one does, let's see, let me check armor class. Second one does hit, but due to you psyching yourself out, we'll say it misses. That's the penalty for the critical hit.
Okay.
You still have an action. No, you're done. All right.
Hunt prey move attack.
Okay, Brenros, you hear Idrisil cursing, starting off this adventure with a bang.
I missed.
We
saw. Damn.
Are these Tumblepot's machinations? They look very similar, and Brenros is like squinting. I didn't bring my glasses.
I doubt they're his, but they're of the same ilk.
These are the
Brenros
gear
will-
monsters that we saw at Lady Talmadrin's.
Brenros will recall knowledge. I have a note specifically about such creatures.
You do.
That I am. I'm not sure if the recall is necessary, but I'm still doing it. I recall Tumblepot saying something about their fire power source, and to apply cold to it would cause them to explode, maybe even extinguish entirely. And but I don't know if I see them, and Brenros is trying to find if such a thing exists from what I've seen before.
Sure, make a crafting roll or perception roll, your choice.
Crafting or perception? Let's go with... I don't think I'm appropriate for that one.
No, just make quick roll, either one.
Quick roll, perception, bonk. There we go, a 28.
28. Yeah, you do believe that cold will have a negative effect on them for sure.
And he just points, yes, cold. That's what they need. And he will advance with second action and raise shield. So he's advancing forward and raising his shield.
Okay, and forward.
Did you hear that, Xander? Cold.
I remember that acid is bad.
Because there's an enemy to the north and an enemy far to the east.
Yes, so this is me, compass directions, due north, full move with a shield raise.
All right, you do so. Next up are these protectors. The first one closest to you, Brenros, moves slowly but steps out onto the sifting earth it's created and steps out. You have a feeling that not only is this creature coming at you, but that this entire scene is not only being watched by a crowd far to the outside west side beyond this force field, but you also have a feeling you're being watched to the east through higher up windows from the Senate Hall. There's a lot of people very interested in what's happening here. The creature stomps twice up to you, and then it brings its fists down in like some sort of muscular pose, and as it does so, there's a little glow in its belly, and it seems to quicken up a little bit and move a little faster, and it strikes at you with its last and fourth action.
Fourth?
And katoosh, this big metal fist slams into you for a 35 to hit.
30
Oh,
will hit.
For 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
24 will become 12. I will take 6. My shield will take 6.
All right. And you also notice, though, that there are several unformed bits on this this machine you're facing. It looks like it hasn't been fully put together, by the way, for whatever that means. There's another one that is farther to the east that's going to start making its way, stomping 20, 40, 60, and is making its way across this plaza out from the Senate building. And then next up is Xander.
Oh, that's me. All right, Xander will. He's gonna follow up right behind Brenros, and I will cast my staff at it, make it glow icy blue, and cast a ray of frost right into the center of the thing.
All right. I'm sorry, is this the north or east one?
To the one next to Brenros, so up north.
All right, and you make an attack roll with that, right?
Yeah. 29.
29. It blasts, and the creature holds out a hand as the ice hits it, and you do connect.
Yeah. And I hit him for 11 points of frost damage.
It does not seem to do 11 points of damage. Instead, it does 11 points plus 5d10 more.
Whoa!
wow.
Do we need me to roll those?
Yeah,
That's pretty
you rolled that.
cool.
How does that show to visually for the creature?
Yeah, the creature's there, and you start to frost it open, and the whole thing starts to turn blue and cool, and it starts to slow down a little bit, and it starts to shake a little bit, and its arm is turning frosty, and you can see the fire is very, very important. It's an entire design. Xander has really messed it up right here. What was your total damage for this light attack?
Total damage of 40.
Jeez.
40 is plenty. Wow. All right.
We'll see Sildren taking notes.
And with my last action, I will cast nothing. I'm going to cast a shield. But you have a shield.
Shield is up. Sildren.
Sildren will head to the northwest, so kind of heading away from the one creature and kind of getting a good spot towards the other, and will attempt to emulate what Xander did, and will himself cast a ray of frost at this creature.
Good luck. Whoa, yeah.
That will be a 31 to hit.
Oh, you guys are rolling it. The creature holds up another hand, this one fiery and hot, and you blast it for your damage, plus 5d10 more points of damage.
So the initial damage is 10, and then we're adding in 5d10. Boom.
Oh my god!
What did you just roll?
A 4, a
Dude,
1,
use a
a
hero
1, a
point.
1, and a 1.
Use a hero point.
I don't.
Use one of mine.
Can I use a hero point for damage? 'Cause that's
We've never done that. I would allow it. No, that is bizarre.
yeah,
crazy.
that's unique. Let's try that one more time.
That is ridiculous.
Way better for additional 33 points
From
of
8 to
damage.
33.
So a total of 43, and I don't know if it was a critical success on the hit.
No.
No, okay. Because it would also give him a negative speed advantage. And then Yathane will swoop in and get behind him.
Yathane can't quite reach.
All right, so she'll stay just a little bit away then.
All right. And then I'm going to add one more action for Sildren, and that is he gives Sir Brenros a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
For the
How you like that?
Wow. I don't know if anyone's more surprised than me. I just looked at the creature's stats, and I'm like, nope. I'm going to play it as it lies. Let's see what happens. Wow. All right. Iggy. Iggy looks around, and he, I don't know, picks an ice cube out of his drink or something. Looks
Yep.
disappointed.
that other automaton to the east, does that happen to be 75 feet away?
To the east from you. Where are you?
Yes.
You were
I'm
there?
Far to the left.
He's on the far
No,
west.
75 feet is maybe just slightly
Okay.
more than halfway.
Then I'll go north and I will flank with Sir Brenros on this.
What's your
other
move
guy.
speed?
25 feet.
25. You can get there with 2 actions.
Okay. And then I will attack with the third.
All right. Flanking on the other side of this thing. Its
Hit it
arms
with ice!
frozen.
Oh, I'm going to use a hero point because I rolled a 3.
All right.
Jesus.
Burn those hero points. Burn them.
Filibuster.
Oh wow!
Oh, you rolled another 3.
Same 3.
Total
roll.
of 19. So
You
I'm
guys,
meant to be.
you guys-
Brutal.
I'll give you all the hero points you want if you keep rolling equal to or less. Wow. All right, you swing and miss entirely. Piercy, you're up.
Does Piercy notice this automaton over to the east of him? Yes. How far away is it?
From you, that is 60 feet.
Okay. He's going to move twice. That second move being a tumble through.
You're going to move twice, and no, tumble through is a separate action, I believe. I'm going to double check that real fast for you, though. We haven't done a tumble
think
through.
it's,
Have we ever done a tumble through?
No.
Igno has.
Did you succeed wildly?
Uh-huh.
Okay. No, I stand
remember.
I stand corrected. Tumble through is you do get to stride up your speed. So you move fast, and then on your second action, you move fast again. And during the movement, you make an acrobatics check versus the enemy's reflex save.
Jeez.
Wow.
Larky.
Shall we
glad we're
sacrifice
getting these out
another
of the
hero
way.
point to the gods?
Feed me.
I'm gonna bank on the. I'm gonna hope he doesn't have good reflexes. I'm just gonna stick with that 19.
With a 19,
Okay.
bonk, you smack right into his shin and do not tumble through in any way whatsoever. You have 1 action
Oh.
remaining.
Pardon me. And then he just takes a big ol' swing at him with a short sword. For 35.
35 does. Pardon me. You do hit with that.
Just a normal hit.
Just a normal hit.
Okay. And
Wow.
18 points of damage.
18.
Not bad for a normal hit.
Yeah.
Except for you're brave and you're silly and crazy. Whoa. Toe to toe with this thing. All right.
All right, Idrisil, what are you going to do? It's back to you. You've got friends going to the east, friends going to the north. You're still in this middle V section near the king.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stay near the king. I'll just do a hunted shot on my prey once again.
Actually, the king's going to nervously pat you on the back and back away and go through an airlock and close the door behind you and then turn around to an alien.
He goes through the force field in the wrong direction. It's just like it's okay. Yes. Oh
Wow. Okay, just get them all out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's roll all the 2s.
Natural 2.
It's always the second one, man. I swear to God. 18 for the first and 28 for the second. Not a natural 1.
You miss and then you miss. Arrows bouncing
whoa.
off their armor.
Holy cow.
I don't like that 28s don't hit things. I'll just continue an assault here.
Looking for wild luck at this point.
Yeah.
Twing, twing, twing.
Ugh. Nope. Fuck me.
It's a hard shot. Man.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Just
Keep the king
wasting
safe.
their
Doing
eyes.
good.
Still Sir Brenros.
Sir Brenros.
Hold on, Idrisil, do you still have your aimed shot?
I do.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you'd gotten rid of that or not. I know we were talking about
No,
something.
I fucking should have used it. But maybe next round.
Believing myself having the attention of this beast will make an attack.
All right, you get flanking bonus because Iggy's on the other side.
35.
35. You cut in and make damage into this metallic automaton. Do your damage. Do your worst.
Doing my mediocre. 14.
All right.
14 is then followed with raising my shield and taking a step back,
Okay.
leaving myself to have its attention. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Taking a guarded little step back.
Guarded
And
step back.
all right. It is that creature's turn, and it is going to.
Follow me.
It's going to see if it starts to panic and go berserk.
Oh,
Oh.
And it goes berserk. The creature starts to, with all, just rotate around and start just slamming and attacking the nearest living thing it can find
God,
over and over
that's
again.
America.
That doesn't look good.
Which is Iggy, and it is getting quad attacks with its hastenedness on Ignal.
Bring it.
Ignal, it swings at you, you say bring it, and you see this slow icy attack coming way beforehand. You get a free attack on it as it critically fails.
Fantastic.
Jeez.
22.
And it sees your slow lumbering attack coming at it, and it strikes back and gets a natural 20. Rolled a 1 on the first one and a 20 on the second one. And Iggy, getting cocky, gets hammered big time for 49 points of bludgeoning damage. One of our biggest hits.
Brenneros,
Is that the best you can do?
His head says as it goes flying through the air.
Brenneros can retributive strike from this distance, protecting Ignal and making the attack.
All right, so how much damage?
Of your 40 plus damage, I will save you from 9 of it.
Thank you.
My level +2, and I will lash out with an attack on this creature. I'll miss, but it was a fun attack.
We are swinging. The creature's not done. It still has 2 more actions with a 19 to hit.
Hit who?
And a 22 to hit.
Neither of those hit.
All right.
Love it.
Smashing into the ground, cannot connect. There is one more of these machines. It is not surrounded by a knight. It is not surrounded by a barbarian. It has not been hit by lots of icy attacks.
Please no.
It is just one of them standing toe to toe with a small Yosoki swashbuckler.
It should roll for fear right now. I would not want to mess with the one little creature that comes up to me.
It starts to glow with flame and gets quicker and smashes down at the ground repeatedly and gets a 26 to hit.
I'm gonna use my reflex and use nimble dodge. And
What's
see
that do?
misses.
What's nimble
Gives me
dodge do?
plus 2 AC.
Which takes your AC to what?
Takes my AC. Well, why would you ask that? 27.
All right. I'm just curious. I didn't know how that worked. Great. All right. First one, he swings and misses. The second one is a 21. The third one comes slamming down with a 21. The fourth one comes slamming down with a 30.
Oh, 30 hits.
Finally catches this squirrely little not squirrel. And hammers you. This is a non-critical 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch. All right.
Ooh.
Ouch.
You hear a squeak of pain. Xander, what are you doing?
Xander spins and hears the squeak of pain and immediately counters with Ray of Frost at that machine that just smashed Piercy.
The one to the east. Got it.
Correct. Yeah! For 23.
23. The ice goes way wide.
Shoot, pants! Dang it!
He's oh, we're this away.
Oh, sorry. Xander's gonna move a little closer, so he's gonna take a full move action to get closer, assuming that'll improve my aim. To there.
All right. Sildren.
Sildren will assessing the situation, look at everybody's healing.
Touch me!
I will stay where I am, and I will extend my hand, and a blue ray
I
of
had one of those.
frost will come towards the creature that has already been hit several times.
All right, attacking.
Freeze it!
And it's a 21 to hit. Which I
21
assume is going to be a miss.
misses, splashes into the structure next to it.
And Yathane, I will use my final action to help Yathane out, and she will come in flank with Iggy, and she will make her attack.
Come on down today!
And that's 24 to hit.
Wow!
24 is a miss. She's screeching and clawing, but can't
Yeah.
get any. These
Can't
are
get
heavily armored
purchase on this
dudes.
thing, yeah.
Iggy, you do now have flanking. Sir
I
Breno,
have
step back.
flanking, and I also vengeful hatred because he critted against me. So I have a +4
+4 to hit.
to this son of a bitch.
Don't
Yeah.
piss off the dwarf. Holy hell.
So 31.
Nice.
Connects, and you needed that bonus. Nice.
21 points of
Oh.
damage, 4 of that being electricity.
All right, with electricity, got it. 21 with 4. Okay.
And I should have done this first. I will start raging as well.
All right, and
Like-
chunks are falling off this creature left and right. You're exposing open sections of it. Go ahead. You have
And
one more
I'll
action left.
attack again. For a 31.
Another one is a
Yeah.
hit.
Nice!
Very nice.
26 points of damage, 6 of that
Nice.
being electricity.
Woo! And with a huge rage, a giant hammer smashes this thing to bits, and large chunks go flying off.
Yeah.
And that northern creature is destroyed in a little bit of
done.
an eruption. Piercy von Skeetenlever.
Piercy looks up at this construct, automaton, whatever it might be, and he says,
You may notice I do not wear the boots or shoes on my feet. I do have some, but they are stuck up the asses of the last 2 people who decided to challenge me. I guess I'll just use my sword for you.
Thought you almost ran out of time. Any turns over.
That's the second action.
And to continue,
Clearly state the lack of shoes.
he rolls a 32 for Bonmo.
Rabanmo, you roll a great roll, and the creature just stares at you silently. You get no benefit or panache in any way.
Oh, dang it. With, that was my good boot line. I didn't get anything.
Why you know like that one? All right, well,
it takes out its plugs. What was that?
all right, he'll swing with the short sword again. 30.
30 is a hit. Just a 30. Alistair would kill for a freaking 30.
Oh my
17
God, man.
points
Jeez.
damage.
How much?
17.
17.
It up.
Got it.
And
Yes. I think that's it for you.
no, there's only 2.
Was it? Okay.
Third, I will. Was it disengage?
Yeah, you can
Something?
take a step back. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you take a step back, and next up is Idrisil. What do you got, Archer?
I will focus in on the creature even more and do an aimed shot.
And it's almost like an angry aim shot because you
It's
hear
very-
the crowd cheering for the kill that Iggy just.
Boot up. Not quite what I needed. 29.
29. Where do you get 29? Oh, because of the +2 with the aim
2.
shot. You connect and hit just there.
Yeah. Just got it.
Aim shot for the win. Oh, look at that damage, though!
Oh my god!
Dude.
A 1, a 1, a 2.
Yeah. If we're continuing the trend, can I use a hero point for this?
I encourage you all to spend all your hero points during
Oh
this
god, that means there's something really bad coming up.
I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. 15 points of damage.
That's a
Getting vengeance.
lot better.
6 of
That's
it
a lot
being
better than
electricity.
6, for sure.
Got it. And with the electricity, got it. Okay, you still have one action left?
Yes, 100 shot, aim shot.
The aim
and
shot
that
takes 2, I
last.
think, right?
Yes. I'll go ahead and move in on the creature. Just about to where, just out of like arm's reach of it. I guess close
What's
to
your
where
move speed?
Piercy is. 35.
You can get to there. Pretty close, maybe about 10, 15 feet away.
Okay.
All right. Sir Brenros.
Sir Brenros wants to spend his first action to survey the damage of the first downed creature to make sure he is in fact down because he does not trust machines.
Okay.
And is looking to see if this thing is stirring in any way. Second action will be to
Don't trust my kills.
I don't trust machines. I've seen Tumblepots work, and it is frightening. And
He's a Luddite. Who knew?
we'll begin to advance. I think it would take a move to get anywhere near that. So I will spend my last 2 actions and advance on the last.
The eastern one.
Guardian.
What's your move speed?
It is 20, I believe.
20. 20 gets you to there. And in addition, before you left, you survey this creature, you kick at it and poke at it with your sword. And you do see this strange warm core that you can stab or take with you and pocket, whatever you would like to do with it.
I'll snatch it, even if that costs me an action.
No, you've got it. It's in your
Okay.
hands and you're good. Speaking of good, there is this creature left and it does not care what's happening. It has no fear and it has to burn one of its actions to step closer towards the Yasoki swashbuckler, and it comes smashing down with its fist multiple times
It's just out of reach.
with a 41 to hit.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Sounds
really
says
critical.
Piercy for the first time in a normal accent. He breaks character.
That's critical.
All right. And Xander, I show you as wounded. Don't be wounded. You're good for your wounded status.
I didn't realize I was wounded. I will undo it.
That's an old one. All right. Speaking of a critical and wounded, let's see what we got here. Can you handle 56 points of bludgeoning damage, Piercy Von
I
Skeeling?
can.
Shoosh. What attack was that? Oh, that was the first one.
Oh my god.
Second one is -5. That is 36 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
What was another hit or critical?
36.
There's a critical. Yeah.
Second critical. Oh my god.
Damage is a little lower for 39 points of bludgeoning
Okay.
damage.
All right. Well, I am unconscious.
Piercy,
Boom.
no!
Piercy is dropped. Piercy, you gain the wounded 2 status, unfortunately, dying 2 status as you were dropped by a critical. Avoid dying 5 at all costs. Xander.
Xander will immediately cast Ray of Frost as fast as possible.
Okay.
You stupid! You're a robot! No one likes you!
Oh.
For a 26.
26. You're just spraying ice everywhere frantically, but cannot connect.
Oh!
Boy, those first 2 hits were golden, though, weren't they? Oh, man.
Yikes.
I'm gonna change it up. For the last one, you know what? I don't have my cast count here. Is stabilized cost 2 actions, or is that 1?
I don't know. The stabilize spell, to bring people back conscious.
Yeah.
Stabilize is 2 actions, 30
These two.
feet.
All right. Dang. All right. So Xander's gonna stay put and pull up a shield.
Okay, Sildren, you're far to the west.
Yeah, I specifically try to stay far away from this creature because I figured if everybody was smart, we could tactically deal with one while the other creature was kind of trying to
Was
get
that
there.
a dig?
Dig on the dying guy.
Revealing your big plan to the group, Sildren.
Well, it seemed self-evident.
Silky
to me,
race.
but
Seemed
no,
obvious.
what do I know? So anyways, so you said we were observed by other people. Can we see these other people that are up there?
Would you like to spend an action to try?
No. I'm going to head to the southeast 35 feet. I imagine that puts me pretty close to the king there.
Yes.
Second action will be, second and third actions technically will be to cast Ray of Frost at this automaton.
You're better than I did.
No. 24 to hit. And then Yathane will come in and hang out to the north of him.
All right, Iggy, Automaton Slayer, what are you up
I would like to move 75 feet while screaming, "I'm coming for you, rusty nuts! I'm coming!"
to?
Renrose kind of turns around concerned.
You can almost get to him, but you can't quite get there, but
Yeah.
you're very close.
Within beating range.
Just charging. Piercy von Skeetenlever, it is not your turn. You actually come, is it before? I can never remember.
It's after.
After the opponent. That would make no sense because it would do the damage and then it would immediately trigger a roll. You know what I mean? That would make no sense.
I thought he automatically dropped to like the bottom of the. That's
Bottom
what I,
of the
No. This is kind of important. Dying condition. Remember for starting to get over your dying condition. If you lose a dying condition, I'm pretty sure it's at the beginning of. I'm like 98% confident. So we're going to put you at the beginning of the creature's initiative. That's what messes you up. So we don't have to deal with you right now. Where are you? There you are. And we are back up at the top with Idrisil.
Do I want to? I'm just trying to decide if I should move. Kind of.
sorry, we've got time.
Down here, or not? I think.
Boom, 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 boom.
Let
You
me
have the healer's gloves still.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yes. Okay, let me move right up to. I'm gonna put away my bow. I'm gonna move to Piercy,
Right next to this creature.
behind him.
Okay,
like,
human
next
shielding
to-
with the rat. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you know what? I will do. Do I have to use an action to drop down to apply the healer's gloves, or
Yes.
do I just? Damn. It's because he's so short, huh? Can I
do?
can I get in between Piercy and the creature?
Yep, you can stand right above Piercy to do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna raise my shield like a turtle shell on my back, so it's
Your
gonna
magic
glow.
shield, okay.
Mhm. And then I'm going to drop down and prepare to heal him.
You can just do that as your third action.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I will heal him with the
Healing
healer's
energy heads out
gloves.
from your gloves.
2d6
And
plus
2d6,
7, I believe.
Yeah. And it's this and another click. Ooh.
Okay.
Not too bad. That'll be, what is it, 15?
15.
15.
15 points of health to Piercy.
Piercy, you are conscious. You lose your dying levels. You gain wounded 1, and you are conscious and awake, but you are prone, which is great timing wise. So you didn't have to make an extra dying roll. Sir Brenros, you are up. You're about maybe 25 feet away from this creature.
Of course, I'm 25 feet away. Shreds off his armor. I think what I want to do heroically, okay, so he's getting Piercy is getting healed. So Brenros is running up to Piercy, which I believe he can do with one action, and then grabbing Piercy and tossing him behind him a couple spaces if that were possible.
All right, so you want to move up to Piercy, grab on to the guy on the ground, and then toss. And that'll take your entire turn and move Piercy out of the way.
That'll be fine.
Okay, you've done a tag team rescue of Piercy, who literally has no idea. He saw a giant fist come down. Next thing you know, he's being whipped around on the ground.
He was technically supposed to be unconscious. Now it just makes me look like a dick. So.
You could have just healed him.
Piercy, you get to act.
Piercy Von Broken Honker.
That's your cousin, Broken Hunker.
We're getting a taste of the backup names.
Wait, who? Why? He stands up. That's one move, right?
Yep.
Actually, no.
Come touch me.
He doesn't. Piercy has nimble crawl. He can crawl at this. He can crawl his entire move speed.
He can crawl at super normal speed.
Oh my god, that's creepy.
He can crawl at 40 feet.
Oh
Put
no.
on his back like a horror creature.
Sword in his teeth.
Brenner grabs you again, throws you back, and
I said stay.
Okay.
Where you going?
We're gonna test the limits of this. Nimble crawl and tumble through.
You're gonna.
Oh my God.
That is bizarre, and that fits. So make a roll.
oh man.
Am I doing acrobatics?
Acrobatics roll versus its reflex.
Oh my!
Oh, there's the natural 20.
20.
With a natural.
Look at that smile.
With a natural 20, you tumble through the creature, and we will, with that 20, give you a free kip up, and you are on your feet on the other side of the creature. You have also gained panache by doing that.
And
All right, that's one action.
No, that's two. You had to. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. The
'Cause I
tumble
get
through.
Tumble through. For
Totally right.
So he's gonna do a finisher.
So he stands up with panache to deliver
Stands
a
up.
possible finisher.
And 33.
35.
Because you're flanking.
5, yeah.
Because I'm flanking. 35.
That is a hit.
Thank you, Idrisil.
Holy Piercy.
28 points of damage.
Delivering the brutal finisher of 28 points of damage. You connect hard, and you do lose your panache upon doing so,
do.
and you cannot make any further attacks this round.
Correct. So I've run away, and I go
He says,
as far as I can away from it.
He goes back under it and
yeah. All right.
Rolled under this thing, stabbed it, and took out. That's cool.
That's a swashbuckler.
Swashbuckler. Nice.
The creature starts to shake in fury and needs to make a roll or go berserk. It goes berserk and attacks the nearest thing it can over and over and over. And that, unfortunately, is Idrisil, who does have his magic glowing blue shield over, I believe.
yeah, it's
That's
like a
gotta be
turtle
fucking-
shell.
With a 38 to hit
That's a critical hit.
and a 38 to hit
That's
Oh
a
my
critical
God.
and a 29 to hit
hit. That hits.
Oh shit!
and a 30 to hit.
They all hit.
Oh my God.
Two of
Idris.
them critical.
Have you seen the end of the Hulk when he grabs him and just starts whipping them around?
So off the first one, saved 9 points of damage.
All right.
Oh, thanks.
Might be worth it.
52 points of damage to Idrisil. Minus 9 is 43 points of damage.
Making an attack roll
first
now. Will miss, unfortunately.
You're just like, oh my God, that hurts. That was the first critical. The second critical is 49 points of damage. Are you still standing?
I'm still standing.
Wow.
Good,
Yeah.
because there's more
Wow.
coming.
Uh-huh.
Then you get hit almost for max for 33 points on a normal hit.
Oh my God.
That's got to take
Down.
you down.
I'm
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta be down now.
You are wounded one, and then I don't need to roll the damage for the other one. It a dying one, and he smashes you automatically for the second one for dying 2. Holy moly. These
So
things-
far, it was 125 points of damage. I don't know what the last total was, but
Yeah, the last one doesn't matter. He automatically takes you to dying 2. So add the dying 2 condition to yourself. And Xander, you're up.
Xander's gonna try freezing it with less confidence.
No, more confidence.
What, do you guys want me to zap it, or should I just throw more frost at it?
Put ice on it.
The cold seems to work.
Yeah! 23!
God damn it.
I'm so sorry!
Just instant disappointment from the group.
It's so big!
Why did we even bring you?
Oh,
Harsh.
everything just gets silent. He just turns to it.
There's a whole crowd watching. And
Oh.
can't turn around for many eyes. So I'm staying putting up my shield again.
All right, Sildren, what you got? You're next to the king.
Yeah. Stay put. And then I will move up, I guess, probably beside Xander.
Help me,
What's your move
please.
speed?
35.
Yep, that's good.
And then I assume I'm about. Oh yeah, I'm fast. And then I assume
Renrose is jealous.
I'm within 30 feet of Idrisil at this point.
Yes.
Although Idrisil can't smell it, there is a spring breeze, a fresh spring breeze, and he is healed for 46 points of damage.
All right, Idrisil, you are at positive 46 hit points. You are conscious. You lose your dying condition. You gain the wounded 1 condition, making you more susceptible to dying in the future.
And then Yathane swings around behind the creature and flanks.
wounded 2 or 1?
Wounded one. And during all of this, as all this is happening, you just hear this constant as Iggy just comes in louder and louder. And Iggy, it is your turn.
Yeah.
One action to close right in on it. You do get some flanking.
I told you I was coming after you.
Oh shit! A 27.
27 is an overexcited miss. One action left.
I will
Rolling a 9.
swing again.
There you
with a
go.
29.
29 is a miss, but then it backs into your blow and does connect at the last second.
Oh,
You tease.
23 points of damage.
And you can take it down.
oh my!
Thank you, Iggy. I appreciate it.
So I just stick my maul right into the guts and the gears of this thing and just watch pieces fly off until there's nothing left. Just a bunch of
Ooh.
bolts.
Renrose immediately
taking it
dives
both
into the
down.
pile and starts searching for this core thing now that he started doing that now.
Gotta catch them all. All right.
Gotta
you've
catch
got-
them all.
I'm walking over to Sildren. Can these things work? Are you sure? Can I please help me?
Piercy first. I will invite Piercy to collect his heals first. And that will be for... Piercy gets 18 healing.
Okay.
And then we'll give... and this is all happening, I imagine, in the span of a few moments. And then for Idrisil, 14 more healing. And
Igno will get in on that
Come on
action.
over, buddy.
While the healing's happening, Xander's going to work in detecting and identifying the magic that's causing these force fields.
19 for...
Got it.
Iggy.
Thank you.
And then we're going to follow up with Piercy one more time here.
If I may, is this all? Are you like dogpiling into people to heal them?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm just
casting-
basically
No, he's like
standing here like,
Jesus. You just gotta go up and like touch his
Touch his robe there. I'm healed.
and then last one for Piercy is going to be 11.
Holy hell! Where's all this coming from?
It's my vital beacon. And
Pretty awesome.
Okay,
It
so
has
you
been-
literally are smearing yourself on people to make this happen.
Actually, they're smearing themselves on me. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
It's
You just gotta go up and
It's
hop
something
his leg a
themselves
little.
Healing
You have to
power
kiss his
plus.
ring.
Yes. also,
So-
I pod in you.
So after Idrisil
But that's gone
relocates
now.
his shoulder and pops everything back in, he looks up at the watching audience to see their reaction. They
are you
happy?
not entertained?
Yeah. I didn't do anything, but yeah!
Yes.
The crowd cheers, and the cheer grows even louder as the entire force field fades away and disappears. Actually, it kind of flutters up into the sky almost like a gas and disappears, just leaving cuts, a huge rectangular cut in the ground. There is no trembling. There is no other source of magic, Xander, that you can detect. And the crowd cheers and cheers, and the soldiers are not quickly getting back into their line anytime soon and approaching that area.
And Brenros is making his quick formation back with the king to usher and begin moving forward down the hallway there.
Yeah,
Right.
Xander will do the same thing. Get back to our original position.
Great.
As
You
though
guys-
nothing happened.
Flying V! Nothing happened. I like it.
How is everyone? How is everyone? Everyone
Piercy, are you still that wounded? Are you guys?
Yeah.
Is your combat trackers up to date?
Yeah.
Mine is.
We'll still be
mine
wounded,
is,
yeah.
too.
All right.
Wir gut.
Then, as we're walking, Soldrin will use his staff to heal. First, Piercy, that's going to be 11. Piercy again for 9, and then Piercy again for 12. 11, 9, and 12, whatever that ends up being.
32.
And then Eatersill, you get the last of the charges of the staff for 9. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
You got to lay on hands, Sir Brunrose. As
I got some battle medicine I can do.
Give it a shot.
That'll take 10 minutes.
Not from battle medicine.
Oh, battle medicine is action. Yeah. You're fine. Sorry. This is once per day.
Yeah.
Hell.
Piercy, you get, wow, that's terrible. 3. And Idrisil, you get 6.
All right.
Nice job managing those weird heals, by the way, son.
Yeah.
Take it.
And then, Eatersill, you have the gloves still, which I think is more than a single heal.
No, it's just it's 1 per day. I'm pretty
Just
sure.
the once per day. Okay.
What is it really?
Plus 2d8. Hold on a second.
Once per day.
Once per day. Yeah, you can soothe.
Gotcha.
The everyday thing is that they just don't show blood.
Idrisil, you get 2 more, and Piercy, you get 12 more. Sorry. I did not
Nice.
calculate that correct.
Piercy
So
is at
a
full
lot
health.
of wounds. Nice.
So close. Yeah, nice.
So you guys are standing beside the king, walking up the broken steps into the Senate Hall in your shiny clothes, shiny armor, and just giant white gauze bandages around your head. Blings as you're making your way up. You approach these large doors to the Senate Hall, and the doors, one of the side of these big, tall double doors, creaks open with darkness on the other side, and you see heaving on this door. Should not be a one-man job, but it is today. Is some scared-looking Senate page, who's just slowly pulling it open and kind of like hiding behind it as he opens the door for you all to enter.
Should we let the king enter first?
Piercy's
Oh,
right
Enter and
beside
announce the king, Xander. Or somebody should enter and announce the king.
Xander runs to the front to enter and announce the king in the door.
All right, Xander, you run to the front. You run into the entrance and see there are half a dozen men gathered in a circle just inside the entrance. This is a tall, almost like 30-foot tall hallway with more columns running down it. It has a almost shiny mirror-like marbled floor underneath that's been waxed or what have you. That's really gorgeous looking. You run in and you see these 6 men in robes staring at you as you come in. What do you say?
Announcing His Majesty King Phaon of Navarre. All hail the king!
There's silence, and you see these 6 wizards from House Relmar motion for you to step inside the door. Everyone else.
Close the door behind you.
There's a draft. Don't let the AC out, please. And the group comes in?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Your group comes in and you hear this tremendous effort of the page is trying to get that big door to move, and he slowly does, and it slowly moves, and then Iggy just slams it shut with an arm behind him. The big door closes. You guys are now inside. You're not trapped, but the sound of that big door slamming shut reverberates throughout this hall. The 6 Romarian wizards from the House Romar stand before you. One of them holds out a stopping hand and says, "No weapons are allowed on the top floor where the Senate meets. Only Navarran soldiers are allowed weapons. You must leave your weapons here. Take your time to prepare yourselves." And they stand there. And
As agents of the king, we are Navarran soldiers. We will pass with our weapons.
Fair point.
make a crazy high diplomacy roll. Like crazy high diplomacy roll. Like crazy high.
I mean, you can do it.
27.
Wow.
27.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
He says, very well.
Whoa, well done.
Hey.
Wow, nice.
So
Well
I
done.
said crazy high. Yeah, very well.
Wow.
And the other guys kind of look at him and they part and let you all through.
Nice.
They're unarmed. Wait a minute.
They broke the law. Destroy them. 6 acid arrows slam into you. You guys make your way through this hall and up some big, tall, wide stairs that go up to the upper floors where Sir Bremros, you were at not too long ago when you were at the official Senate floor. And you make your way there as you guys climb up these stairs with the king. The king looks strong. He looks confident. And he's still in the middle of you guys, like some sort of presidential Secret Service type situation I'm picturing. Is that about right?
Yeah, are we walking to the same balcony at which Bremros spoke?
No, that was the
Okay.
Church
No,
of
no, no.
Solene.
Oh, we're just walking past it.
No, that was the Church Solene in another part of town. This is,
right. Okay.
This is the
we're in the Senate
Hall.
building. Okay, I'm sorry.
And you guys head up. You can hear voices, commotion of many people as you approach the some more doors leading into the official Senate floor itself. As you approach and go in, the doors are opened by another page who opens up these doors, and beyond you can see this 3-tiered, almost like amphitheater circular section with filled with 44 different senators, their attendants, pages. There are at least 20 Navarran soldiers with their armor and their weapons. There are plenty more of these House Relmar wizards that are also hanging in the back watching the proceedings. And they're all having this commotion and this argument and this heated debate, and everything goes quiet when the doors open and your group quietly moves into this Senate room. You can see a couple figures here. You see that there is, again, those soldiers. You can see at the far side is Senator Kethad, who looks and glares across the room and leans over and whispers something into a handsome knight who goes by the name of Sir Kendall, who is there as well. There's Sir Kendall kind of looks back and watches with disdain at Sir Brenros as he sees enter. Those of you closest to the king can see the king is starting to look a little tired right now. You also see some other people, in particular Senator Grier, your ally who has connected and spoken with some length with Sir Brenros. Brenros, you look and notice that Sir Grier looks away from you and does not make eye contact. You also see there's a couple more notable figures. You see Enpator, one of the leaders of House Relmar that Xander spoke with earlier this morning. He is there with his wizards, watching closely and managing what's happening fairly. And there is one other notable face, I think. Yes, Iggy. You spot a man in the robes of the Renarian Brotherhood, the only Renarian brother you have seen today, and you recognize him as Father Strel, a leader from the church in Tabernary who tortured Jix and burned Jix so long ago. He is also there and watches with a kind of a wicked little grin of finally they are here. And Xander and Sildren, as you guys continue to walk in, make an Arcana roll for me, please.
29.
Ooh.
28.
Wow. Target was 23. Both of you guys recognize a sensation that you can't quite place, and it's 29. You can't quite place, but it's not too unfamiliar like what you felt at Lady Talmadrin's estate some time ago.
Is it directed at us or just ambient?
Just ambient. And the Senator Kethad calls out, "How did this man get into the Senate building? This criminal is not allowed here. Soldiers, draw your weapons."
Idrisil will draw his weapon.
Ooh. The king puts his hand on your... What weapon are you drawing?
My short sword.
Your short sword. He puts his hand on your short sword, and you're waiting for him to say something. Hold on, we gotta figure out the situation. He says something else entirely. He looks up at you, Idrisil, with looking a little tired, and the king says, "This was a foolish idea. This isn't right."
Did children hear that?
Back here. Yes.
He will whip around at that. Clasp the king by the shoulder, steel yourself, this is what you're here for, and we'll cast Dispel Magic to whatever effect is causing that to happen.
Make a roll, please.
I'm going to use my last hero point because I rolled a 5. We'll redo that and get a freaking 5 again for a total of 20.
Mercy grounds.
Wow, the curse of hero points. The king says, we should return back to your place and find a different way. We could all be killed.
Xander will detect magic at his highest level. I can roll it at a 4th, and as I do so, I can pinpoint the source of the highest level magic in the room, like an imprecise sense. I don't learn the exact location, but I can narrow down the source within a 5-foot cube.
What? When? How? I don't know. Did I authorize this? I don't know about any of this.
While that's going on, Brenros would like to approach the king and speak to him as well.
All right, hold on 1 second on that. We will do that. I'm looking at, holy cow, heightened automatically, detect magic to 4th. You detect the school, you don't learn the exact, but you can narrow down the source within a 5-foot cube. Jeremy.
What he just said?
Jeremy, Xander, you do detect something, and just as you're about to recognize what's going on, Sir Brenrose says something to the king.
Brenrose, I think, is just standing off the shoulder of the king, and like Sildren, puts a hand on his shoulder. So now there are 2 hands, one on each side.
Your hand's on top of my hand.
Oh, okay. And I get healed. I don't know how
and the king's hand is on my shoulder. So there's
looks into the eyes of the king, kind of turning him. King Theon, you have arrived here at an auspicious time. Everyone here awaits your words, and I know courage might seem to want to flee from you, but I don't believe it is in you. I believe you have the strength to have this fear abate and stand up and say what you came to say. We all believe in you. This is your strength. And essentially, he lets
Sir Venros charge.
and while doing so, to kind of reinvigor him, Brenros will spend his lay on hands to give him some energy. Maybe at full health, he may not be, but just kind of increase his vigor.
All right. You do so.
King Phaon, do you want me to speak on your behalf?
The king nods at Sir Brenros, and you can see he looks a little bit shaken, and he seems to be trying to gather himself and seems really off kilter and does not answer you, Piercy. While that's happening, Xander, you detect magic that is coming from about 25 feet beneath you.
About the same place where the 6 wizards were that we were greeted at by the door?
Negative.
Okay. So before I leave, Xander will speak directly to Empetor. You will look directly at him and say, as House Relmar, you enforce all laws. There is a magic here that is influencing the mood and the positive intent of this meeting. It is swaying the balance, and it is not allowing for equal converse. It is below me 25 feet. There's a mood and enchantment that's happening. Do you know that's there?
No one has allowed you to speak. You do not have the floor, says Senator Kethed. Empetor raises a hand and says, I will address what has been spoken. There is no magic that we detect here.
Xander gives a curt bow and heads towards the source of the magic.
Xander leaves the Senate floor and goes back out the doors and goes down the big steps you guys came.
Igno will go with Xander, hearing what he said, and doesn't want him to be by himself.
Senator Kethed stands up and straightens his Senate Overseer special robe and says, now, we have some business to attend to here, and we will take our break there. Grab your hero points, dust them off, shake them up a little bit, get those hero points going. You're really bad tonight. And we'll be back in just a little bit.
I love beers. If you also love beers, or just want some snuggle time with Igno, come over and make friends with me and my friends at patreon.com/Inglorious Bards. If you become a patron, we will drink, we will joke. It will be very good times.
Senator Kethed, having straightened up and pulled his overseer robe down tight, says, before we get to the main proceedings, we have some important business to address. New information has come to light that deserves our attention. Bring out the murderer! There's some commotion and some murmuring going on between the senators, and a side door opens, and a badly beaten man is brought out with clearly broken bones and a great deal of pain and a big swollen face. He is dropped to the ground before Senator Kethad, where you recognize him as Reese, the last of the wolves, has been brought out. This murderer has confessed to all his crimes. Murder of guards in the town of Tabanry, evading Navarran soldiers, aiding and harboring known terrorists, and promoting violence against the Senate. More importantly, he has confessed to working with a traitor and has revealed to me this spy poisoning our city with lies and plotting against the people. We have apprehended this conspirator who has moved within the political ranks of this very Senate with impunity. And I now bring this traitor to justice. Bring him out. He motions towards the door, and more soldiers bring out an old, beaten man, his face bloodied and his fine clothes torn and hanging from his body in shreds. And Lord Iendamore is tossed to the floor of the Senate. Reese turns to Lord Iendamore and just mumbles, "I'm sorry." And Iendamore is trying to hold himself up off the ground. They're just laying there and trying to prop themselves. They're not standing or anything, and they're hurt. And Iendamore is able to manage nothing to it, my boy. It's been a good run, and I'm proud to be here before the true King of Navarre, nodding to King Phaon. Down the stairs, Xander goes, followed by Ignal Heavybringer. The two of you are going down the stairs. There's this big political scene happening up above. You guys can hear outside these walls cheers of Phaon from the crowd gathering, hundreds of people gathering outside. And the only other sound in these very echoey loud halls you hear is as Xander is going down, and Iggy just picks him up and uses him as a motion tracker and just kind of motions around and gets him
Where are we going, Xander? We gotta do this quick.
It's right this way. We're almost there.
And Xander and Iggy, you guys stop at the floor just beneath this. So you were up at a third floor. You're now at a second floor and going into some more office-y style side rooms with smaller doors where a lot of administrative work happens. And you approach a doorway that is down a small little short hallway that you believe is quite close to where the Senate floor is up above. You see there is a soldier there who is sitting on a wooden chair and kind of just leaning there really bored. He sees the two of you coming and stands up and puts his hand on his sword, which is still sheathed, and says, "Who goes there?"
And I'll nudge Xander in the ribs.
This is yours.
Yep. Xander walks up.
Fireball!
Toast.
I could have done that.
Just right at first, Xander says, "Okay, we're here to make sure that everything is balanced appropriately. We were sent down from the meeting up above to find the device box. Have you seen it?"
Says, I'm not quite sure what you're talking. Make a deception roll, Xander.
A 27.
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but all right, go ahead, but be quick. And he takes out a big key from a pocket of his and unlocks this door behind him and looks around to make sure no one else is watching, and kind of gives you a quick little boot into this little section of stairs that go down.
We go in.
All right.
Yeah.
Ignal, you follow. He closes the door behind you, and it gets dark until your low light vision is able to pick up a little bit of light up ahead and illuminate some stairs below, but you do not hear him lock it. He's probably just covering his ass in case anyone walks by. And you guys are walking down some stairs. As you walk down these steps, you can see some light up ahead, and you enter a room. It's kind of a, almost like a, how would I describe it? Almost like a dumbbell-shaped room that was used for, and it's got shelves of old documents and scrolls and books stuffed in the sides. You don't think anyone comes down here anytime soon. Some crates stuck into the sides, and it's kind of shaped like a dumbbell with a large square and a large square and a middle section connecting the two. And you can see several shimmering shafts of golden light, clearly magical, that are somehow coming out of the ceiling at a slightly slanted angle and lighting up the floor. And I need both of you, as you come down these steps into the far side of this room, to make a perception roll, each of you, please.
Okay. 24.
Mine was way less than that.
What was yours?
14.
14. Xander, you can spot something unusual that catches your eye at the far side of the other section of this room. But before you can get a closer look, several of the shafts of light move quickly, and they move and start to converge on the two of you, almost as though they're like spotlights in the ceiling that are robotically just instantly sliding across the floor, and these shafts of light are racing toward you. Both of you guys make a reflex saving throw to dive out of the way.
Oh my gosh, 26.
25.
26 and 25. With a 25, with a 26, correction, Xander, you dive out of the way and back up a couple of the steps and fall backwards as the shaft of light almost makes this pseudo just electric noise as it goes by.
Oh.
And you see Ignal also leap back, but is clipped by a bit of the light, and he fades away and is wiped away and is gone.
I'm sorry, did you say gone?
Gone.
Whoa! 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 Iggy!
Back up top at the Senate floor.
You're gonna need to give us just a second. Hold on.
Ignal appears in the Senate. What? Wait.
Okay, carry on.
Back up at the top of the Senate floor.
It just still has something to say. Oh, go ahead.
Kethad's going to speak. No, go ahead. Kethad isn't anything.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Idrisil was going to draw his weapon earlier, but Theon stayed him. So I did not do that. But seeing Reese and Yandamore arrive, Idrisil will hear Yandamore humble himself to the king. And he'll look around the room at all these people, mostly to Kethad, of course. And he'll just say, "Did you hear that? Did you all hear that? This man, under duress, even after torture, still humbles himself amongst his liege." And he'll now kind of look specifically for Senator Nithor, who was at Lady Talmaldrin's house, and maybe Lady Talmaldrin herself,
All right.
if either of them are in the room.
All right, go ahead and make a perception roll. It's a little dark on the outsides, and there's a lot of people that are here. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
While he's doing that, like, give me the orientation of the room again. Like, we're on the same level as everybody else, or we're above them?
Yeah, so it's essentially two large steps and then a central circle in the middle, like a thick amphitheater. On top are some seats that are made of carved wood. That there's maybe 20 of those that go around in a circle, and it's maybe a 15-foot wide circular step at the top, if you will, that's broken up by these seats. And then so behind those, you have other desks and people gathered in crowds behind. And then in those seats are the senators themselves. Down another ring of about maybe 10 feet wide, a circle, is another row of 20 or so seats to accommodate the 44 senators. And then one more step down is a flat area where whoever has the main floor can officially speak. No one is down there yet. Kethad is on the far side, kind of unofficially talking right now. Then you guys are on the other side. It's you four heroes, the old man attendant, and the king who seems out of it right now. And Idrisil, what were you?
My perception roll was a 27. Looking for
those two
specific people.
You spot Senator Nithor, and he is in one of those seats, maybe 15 feet away, and he and everyone else is looking at you. And with a 27, you spot in the crowd on 90 degrees, some distance away on this circle, behind a whole bunch of people, you see a finely dressed lady, one of the few women that are here, and it is Lady Tal Maldron herself.
So just after he mentions Yandamore humbling himself, he'll spot those two people. He'll look to Lady Tal Maldron, and he'll say, "There are some in this room whom I know to be honest people, men and women of honor." He'll look to Senator Nithor. "There are some who use trickery and deception to get what they desire. Does the majority of those here now follow the former or the latter? And will you stop the rightful king of this nation from stepping onto the main floor?"
Idrisil, bank a diplomacy roll with a +2. Mark down that you get a diplomacy roll +2 coming down the future to affect some folks, but don't roll it yet.
Okay.
Nice. Senator Kethad interrupts and says, "That's enough from you. You do not have the floor." And he steps down the two rings and takes the central area where Reese and Iendamore are dragged painfully and put in the central area. While it has been quite some time since a Senate overseer has pronounced judgment over criminals and had their punishment meted out upon the Senate floor, these are difficult times. So, with the full support of my soldiers, he looks around the room, and the House Relmar, he looks around the room and gets nods in return, it is understood that I have the right and I will hasten this process and deliver judgment upon these traitors. You will all see the power this Senate wields before we address our final business of the day.
Excuse me, I wish to speak. Sir Brenros, Alderman of the Order of the Vigilant, and you stand next to one of my colleagues. You would hear my words?
I speak for Order of the Vigilant and the Queen of Calavier as Sir Kendall. I am ready to hear the words, given the permission of the Senate.
Senator Kethad has no intention of letting anyone speak, but steps back up off the central area, leaving the two men there, and motions to Brenros.
Brenros assumes a spot at the center of the chamber. Where is Sir Kendall presently?
Kendall, where are you?
I am Sir Kendall was probably standing
I am sitting.
where Sir Kendall was originally at the opposite ends,
Okay.
amongst the crowd with the senators. But as if you approach the center and you're beckoning me forward, I will follow.
You can.
I will meet you in the center.
Brenros would have you stay there for now, at least.
He will.
Brenros steps out into the center chamber. I thank the Honorable Sir Kendall for allowing me this time to speak. I look out at all of you now, and I wonder what has become of this great nation that is Navarre. You stand in judgment, and I suppose by every right you could, but as I understand it, that has been challenged. And I notice that House Relmar gives you a quick nod in support, but they also support this law that says that they would honor and protect the right of the king to be in this very room and to speak. If I have that correct, and looking about
the wizards nod, they give the same nod as they get to Kethad.
then I would suggest we wait no longer and have the challenging ruler of Navarre to step forward and speak. There would be no reason to prevent that, eyeing Kethad. You would honor the law that you support, would you not?
Kethad. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Let's see. I'm going to give you a choice, Brenros, in how you phrase and whom you look at. You can affect. You're trying to do a 2-for-1. I'm going to make you choose. You can affect the fate of the 2 men right here to hold that off, and that will guaranteed happen. Or you can also affect these senators themselves down the road and bank your own diplomacy with +2.
I don't imagine. I know why I'm there, but if it's down to a personal decision, it's staying whatever judgment is happening to these 2 to spare them whatever additional suffering that they're going through.
A senator you've never seen or heard before stands up and says, "Oh, what is this, Kethad? Enough of this showmanship. We can deal with this later. The answer is question about the commoner's law." And Kethad squirms a bit at this.
It's all right, Senator. I can answer this. Sir Brenros, you have fancied yourself quite the hero. And you are, in fact, a knight of the order, as am I. But I do know, as do you, that you had a very particular mission, one that you have strayed from, one that you completed and then failed to report to the kingdom. You are, at best, a dissurgent, and you are, at worst, an insurgent. You are finding yourself in the throes of a kingdom for whom you do not speak, nor do you serve. You serve our Queen of Calavier, and yet you are in the Senate of Navarre, under no orders from anyone that you have ever served for, acting completely of your own will. Rebellious. You are incredulous, and you do not speak with the respect or the authority of Calavier, and you have absolutely dishonored the name of the order. I ask you, in your own final act, as a member of the Order of the Vigilant, if you truly honor and respect your title and the kingdom for which you serve, that you will denounce that traitor who is a liar and a charlatan and not belonging in Mearscon, and I will grant you clemency and speak on your behalf as you plead for mercy against our queen.
May I respond in kind, Sir Kendall?
You may respond however you wish, Sir Brenrose.
Thank you. You spoke of my time with the Order. The Order has taught us a great many things, and maybe you are too young to remember what it meant to stand alongside our shield brothers, what it was like to behold the prince and to watch the queen grow into her new station. You forget the old oaths that we all took, and maybe you forgot them. We hold to the protection of all, not just Calavier, but to all who serve in her shadow, and that is the King of Navarre. That is to the north in Iveren, that is to the south. These kingdoms were our allies, and we do not separate ourselves from them. So yes, you find me standing in this kingdom of Navarre, fighting for the wolf who stood with the owl, the wolf who stood with our queen and defended borders against orcs and their like. You know, or maybe you don't, of dark times that come, and that we need those allies. You challenge me and you curse me in my desire to help and further this along. I don't blame you, but I know where my heart is. I know where my duty lies, and I fear you may have been separated from yours. You are high-minded. You speak of supporting this Senate that would torture these men to further their ills. This is not the way of the Order, Sir Kendall. And Brenros redirects to other senators. You hear the voices call out. They call for their king. They do not call for the Senate. They do not call for Kethad. They do not call for Kendall. They are their own mind. And as I hear them now, they speak only of the king. And his voice will be heard. Relmar will see to it, the House of Relmar. Other senators, Lady Talmaldrin. He looks at Grier still and says, I believe even a few concerned senators would rise up and find some degree of hope and faith in their decision or remaking of that decision in support of the king. There are many here. And I think, regardless of what you think of me, Sir Kendall, regardless of what titles or what desires you may think I seek or hold, that is nothing compared to what the true heart of the Order and the Queen would want. That is all I will say for now. But the king should speak from here. And I yield my floor to him.
I can't. Sir Kethid storms Sir Kendall storms away.
Jeremy and Christopher gain a hero point each once again for battling knights.
Can't have more than 3, so I will stick with 3 then.
You are stuck. We will go to someone had something to say?
Take my future diplomacy +2 if you want it instead of a hero point.
Can't do that. Correction, you can go to 4 with our house rule because we start you guys with extra ones.
What?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally you start with 1, we start with 2, so it increases up to 4. So you're good. What was I going to say? Yeah. Jeremy, you're not done. Shafts of light now slowly move away from your location, Xander, and they stop moving and they change color to more of a white color, and they look more a little less translucent.
Okay. So you mentioned that this was a room that had like shelves and scrolls and whatnot in there.
Yes.
Are they like I'm thinking like a library, a bookstore? Are they separated bookshelves that I can sneak around, or are they stuck against the wall?
They are not in the middle at all. They are completely lining the walls. Every wall is a shelf with tons of scrolls and little books and stuff, and haphazardly arranged. Dusty as all hell.
And the 4 shafts of light, I picture them like in a square, like 4 columns shooting straight down around.
No, it's like 6 or 8 of them, and they're scattered in different spots. But what were now wider, maybe 8-foot diameter circles are now much tighter 2 or 3 foot circles. And make an Arcana roll.
Yeah. That's 31?
God bless. I was going to say it's got to be super high, though, to get any information. You don't know what has happened up to this point, but you have heard of such magic as this before. And this, what you see now, is beneficial magic to help soldiers. And you believe these shafts are now safe to interact with, and that they will aid a soldier very briefly in defense of something.
Okay.
Passing through the beam to get a buff, if you will.
Yeah, so Xander will go ahead and hold his breath and head through the beams to try to find the device that he believes is causing the magical mood disturbance upstairs.
All right, you start making your way through and creeping. You can creep around these beams without touching them if you would like.
You know what? I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay. Xander, you reach out to touch a beam, and Iggy, you do see a device. As a matter of fact, you see many devices as you find bright white light is suddenly replaced with darkness, and your feet touch metal, and you look around and find yourself in an otherworldly place.
Oh,
you
lovely.
are on a cog that is probably half a mile in diameter, that appears to be floating in black space. Around it and near it are gigantic cogs that are massive in scale, that are slowly rotating. You can hear big clicks, big bangs, and metallic sounds as gigantic things just go ka-chung, chung, chung, chung. You can see darkness as far as your eyes can go, but lit up by these different machines. Off in the distance, you can see a tremendously huge cog, miles upon miles wide. Upon that, you see a small city has been constructed of immense coppery and bronze metal, and it just appears to be floating out in this nether astral space, sitting there. Around you are gigantic, bright, goldenish, pinkish beams of light that are descending up above miles and descend down into darkness miles. It's like you're in an infinite pit inside some strange, gigantic, separated machine, the likes of which you cannot even begin to fathom.
So I'm on this cog. The city, how far away is that?
The city is probably a mile away, and between you and it are several of these shafts of light, and then some vertical cogs that connect to horizontal cogs, and then another vertical cog that then connects to this gigantic, massive cog where the city is at. About a mile of distance between the two.
What's your move speed?
Yeah, not very fast. I'll start. I will just start running towards the nearest shaft of light.
Okay.
That's what got me here. I have no idea.
All right. You see, there is a shaft of light. The nearest one is suspended some distance, if you will, away from your big bronze cog that you're on.
Oh, it's not on the.
It's not on the cog. You can see a possible path there.
Well, what's like on my cog? Just other cogs connected to this big bastard?
Yeah, great question. On your cog, you see 3 pseudo mechanical dragons with riders upon them some distance away that you look and see, and they have not noticed you as you're still quite a distance from them.
What?
Okay, but so.
Okay, but what else? Is there anything interesting?
So does my cog like connect to another cog?
Several, yes.
Several, okay. So then I guess I want to go to make my way to the city, just like getting on the different cogs.
Okay, you get to the edge of your cog and then make a jump and land on top of a vertical cog with big teeth in it, and you land in between 2 of those as it slowly starts making its way towards another section, and you're riding it down and trying to see where it goes. Back in the Senate floor.
Okay.
Kethad speaks up after Sir Brenros and says, as everyone else here knows, save this dullard who just spoke, the commoner's law is a courtesy extended during a time of celebration. It is a gift for the people, a simple gift, a joke, and not something to be taken seriously. I am well within my power to ignore this request so we can carry out our other important business. He gets
if I
not much
may.
of a response. You can speak.
It would seem to me that this courtesy that you've extended is party to quite a number of interested people out there. The people that you have encouraged and told. And in fact, are there any of the... I don't imagine any of the outside people or the public are actually in or
No.
in this room. Are there pages and whatnot?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I imagine a good number of people would be interested to hear your actual, taking back of the commoner's law. That could be quite troublesome for you, I imagine. You did make the promise, and I would figure you being a man of honor, you hold your Senate seat proudly as overseer, that you would partake the musings of at least an old man. There's certainly someone who's not a threat to you in any way.
He says, that is enough. We have heard you speak, knight. The charade has gone on far too long. Remove this imposter knight, this imposter criminal, pointing at the king, and lock them all up with the mercenaries here. And Pator, subdue them with all necessary force.
Do not think you know what that word really means.
He looks around. Who's speaking?
It's me. I am Percy von Skeetenlever. I am the yard of the king.
The what?
I yard the king. I yard him.
What is he saying? Does anyone speak Yosoki?
I
While
protect
he's
him.
speaking, Brenros is approaching the king to speak with him quickly.
Before you do, leaving that central section, Lord Iendamore thrusts a piece of cloth into your hand. It's slightly bloodied, and before one of the guards yanks him away from you in the central section.
We'll certainly take a look at that. Sorry, Tim, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
This just happened, apparently.
This just in.
This just in.
Back to the yarding.
From Lord Endemore.
I've received a text.
You look at it and you recognize it as the official banner of the king, recovered from the Bracken Hill attic and most recently recovered from the stage on Long Pier.
And I have in my hand this official. It certainly looks slightly bloodied, but nonetheless, this is the part of the flag, or the entire. Is it the entirety or just a piece?
It is the piece that Idrisil recovered. And while you're doing that, though, Piercy, keep going.
You call these men imposters, but they are not imposters, as you would say. They are the real king and the real Knight of the Vigilant. How can you say these are not the men who they are? You don't even know them. Who are you really?
He's gonna just panache his way through
It's gonna tumble and off he goes.
Bonmo the Senate.
That'd be awesome. The Kethad says Enpator, and the House Relmar Wizard says, I regret to inform you that we are in agreement with the Yosoki, I believe. We are not going to detain these men, not until a vote has been cast by the Senate. And Kethad looks pissed.
Vote before the individual, this king, stands before you, not before he could be heard. Would the senators agree?
You hear someone else say, yes, what about this vote? Cries out a senator. Another one says, we don't have time to deal with this. This is silly. Another one says, yes, a vote. And there's some arguing going on between the senators, what's going on. And while that's happening, Xander, making your way through, sneaking carefully around, and you were touching some things, I believe.
I was trying to not touch things. I was going to go around the pillars of light, trying to get to the device that I think is affecting the mood upstairs.
All right, you Catherine Zeta-Jones around these beams of light. Is that a reference?
Booty in the air.
All right.
Entrapment. Let's do it.
Yeah. Nice.
Booty in the air is a good episode.
I need to hear a point for that one. All right, I'll just take one from all of you guys.
Which you probably will.
And you scoot past these different beams and go down this middle section and come out to another portion of the room with even more beams and start making your way between them. I need you to make some sort of roll. Let's make acrobatics roll.
Not stealth? Okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's 26.
26! Wow. And Xander is able to bend seductively between the beams, turning on quite a bit, and makes his way to the other side where you see there is this metal ring device that has another ring device inside that and a third one inside that, and they're all rotating around in that weird gyroscopic art effect. You have seen a device like this before.
There it is! There it is!
He says to no one else in the room.
Like Kramer.
Xander will attack it. I will. Headbutt! You can do this! Is there any way to detect if I could dispel magic on it?
You cannot detect that.
Okay, great. In that case, lightning bolt!
You lightning bolt it. Lightning lashes out and zaps at the machine. You hear the rest of you back. No, you hear nothing because we have Iggy. Poor Iggy.
Yeah. Does Ignal get zapped with that lightning?
Ignal, you are going down this cog section, and you hear a tremendous amount of thunder and can see lightning blast out of 2 different light shafts. Big crackle of lightning that seems out of place and almost painfully familiar.
Yeah. Fucking Xander!
I didn't know.
But none of it hits you. And you're making your way towards another cog. And back in the Senate, Senator Kethad tries to get calm from the different senators and says, hold. I reassure you all here that the Senate will weather this unfortunate storm and the people will fall in line. Settle down.
You are the imposter.
You are stalling a vote. The other senators would want to be heard, and you still have yet to hear from the accused.
He says, listen to me, ignoring you, trying to really not focus on you and focus on not even the dissenting senators, but the senators that are in agreement to not do this vote. He's really kind of directing his speech to them.
At this point, Brenrose, is leading the king to the center of the chamber.
All right. He does not seem to be responding well. He follows you, but does not look you in the eye as you move him in that direction. And
I whisper to him quickly before you continue. Remember what you said back in the castle. We do not stop. We go forward. Your words, King. We follow you and lead him onto the dais, as it would be.
Can Idrisil make his way closer to Lady Talmaldrin, like to be within earshot without like shouting?
Yes, you can. You catch the eye of several soldiers who are making sure you don't get to the other side with Kethad, but you're only halfway there and they don't get in your way.
I'll just say to her, now is the time to stand and be counted, my lady.
She looks at you and says, that time is close, but where we stand will have a great impact.
Then Senator make it count now.
Senator Kethad continuing some rambling speech, and more importantly, know that the enemies of the Senate and those who vote to recognize this man will fall before our new golden allies. You have heard me speak of them in the past, so now I introduce you to our new friends who will see these challenging days through. And as he says that, on cue is a shaft of golden light that descends from the ceiling into the central section, and taking shape and stepping out is a tall figure in some golden resplendent armor, human-like but with a tall, long face. And this figure steps out, lanky and armored, with a tall presence, and says, "Good day.
Holy hearken, Fugger.
I am 3rd Calibrit Anire, and I come to you on behalf of the Honor Crin. I have been working with your Senate Overseer for several weeks now, and have brought with me tools to ensure peace and civility, regardless of the wills of those who might oppose you. Know that the integrity of this Senate is our utmost concern." Any response to that?
Oh God! I really want to do something, but I'm so afraid.
Idrisil will give Sildren a knowing look. We've met this guy before.
Percy just slowly pulls his short sword out.
Actually,
scabbard.
Sildren has a little
Sildren's
box
never-
in his hand. Right
actually, I was
now.
about to say. So Idrisil looks to Brenros, looks to Piercy, looks to Sildren, and knows none of them have met this guy before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Idrisil's fallen brothers have. So Idrisil will turn when the light appears, see the figure, and make himself known. Anaya, do you remember me?
He turns and says, "Should I?" By the way, multiple guards soldiers draw their weapons nearby Piercy. He has a blade drawn. And they surround you, Piercy, and the attention turns away from you, Idrisil, at this armed rat. And Piercy, make a willpower saving throw.
Willpower. Okay. Where is? Oh, that's like on my main, isn't it?
I don't know where it's at. Combat, maybe?
It's on the main page. Bottom left. Right.
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Rolling a 7?
There we go. 28. I like that.
28's good. Not good enough, I'm afraid. You
Oh.
feel your body lock up as one of the Relmarian wizards puts a hold spell upon you.
What? Is that a save?
That is a save, yes?
When I use Charmed Life and add 2 to that to make it 30.
What's Charmed Life?
It allows me to add 2 to a circumstance bonus for a
Oh.
triggering save.
And then you do a quick little tumble and have resisted the spell. God dang.
Nice move.
And you've now gained the attention of several more of the wizards and soldiers. And the third caliber Nair seems a bit confused as to what is going on. Sildren, you said you were chomping at the bit for something?
Yeah. Can I try and recall knowledge on something?
Sure.
I happen to have a certain box in my hand that will teleport a creature randomly somewhere in the universe.
Mhm.
Would that be likely to work
To have that? Jesus.
on the Honor Crin?
Make an Arcana roll.
Oh my god, make a good one.
21.
You do not know.
That box is in my hand, and I'm
Okay.
casually approaching the Honor Crin.
Okay.
You want to do that while I talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Xander, what are you doing?
So I tried to lightning bolt the box, and next I'm about to blast it with a level 4 acid arrow.
Oh, okay.
Worked last time.
Make a damage roll for that one, please.
For the acid arrow or the lightning bolt?
Yes, the acid
Terrain
arrow.
boots on Iggy.
Whoosh! 22 points of acid.
22 points of acid. Boom! You splatter this machine with acid, and sections of it start to sizzle. And actually, you can see pockmarks forming, and there's damage, a great deal of damage to this. You can't sense this in any way, Xander, but Iggy, you take 22 points of acid damage yourself as acid, this rain starts to fall, but then starts to burn, and acid rain starts to burn you as though this situation could not get any
I
worse.
hate you so much, Xander.
You also hear the metallic screech of several dragon automatons some distance away that have been agitated by this rain themselves and are now taking flight and flying about. Make a stealth roll, Ignal.
Ooh, that's low. That's
I'm gonna use a hero point. I rolled a 7. I'll use my last hero point.
Good luck.
Fucking 13.
13 total, and you hear another screech as 3 of these creatures take notice of this stranger and starts flying your way with the mechanical sleek wings with riders upon them, also wearing goldenish armor. Meanwhile, back in the Senate floor, we have a situation. Idrisil, you were going to say something else?
Yeah, he just says, what did he say? Should I? I just say, perhaps not myself, but my party and I once met you out in the wilderness a long time ago. And you tested our will, you tested our strength, and you tested our cunning. I stand before you because we passed those tests. Now you seem to seek honor and righteousness within the walls of the Senate, while the very men who you seem to align with are using trickery and deception to simply stop a vote. What good could come of this, I ask you? With such great power, surely you should see that these men, with so little, would do great harm if left just to their own will, especially with your aid and the power you possess.
He responds, your words and your life are insignificant. What? And he looks around, and orange light starts to surround him as he fades away, looking down at the floor beneath him.
Okay.
Senator Kethad kind of is looking there, like, I don't know, like his headliner just walked off the stage. Well, yeah.
Put the box away, and then Sildren will speak up.
Sildren, go ahead. Xander, get ready.
My name is Sildren of the 7th Conclave, and I am but a woodland druid, but I can see the corruption and the deceit that has infected this Senate. And I'm staring at Senator Kethad at that moment. And it is going to be to the ruin of the kingdom of Navarre if it is allowed to persist. There are some of you still amongst this building, and I turn my look to Greer, who are honorable men who would see the right thing done, but you are afraid. But look now upon Senator Kethad's power, and he points to the empty spot where the honor crin just disappeared.
Nice.
And see that it is as fleeting as his allies are. The king is returned. The king of Navarre. The king you have all at one point sworn to serve is returned to you now. You must do your duty to Navarre, or you will see it in ruin. By this I swear.
Tell me that was all improv.
Oh, holy
Whoa.
crap!
Oh.
That was
I rescind all diplomacy. Retrying.
that was beautiful.
Sildren, bank of diplomacy +3 for the future. Wow. A shimmering light appears And in the lower section next to you, Xander, in a form of a golden armored figure, somewhat humanist, but with a very tall and palish face underneath his helm, arrives. And he does not look pleased whatsoever and says, "Hold! What are you doing? Stop immediately!"
Just 1 sec.
And then as you say that and he hears your voice, he says, "Do I know you?"
You're the guy. Yes, I'm. No, we've never met.
I think I don't believe you.
Very well. He walks away.
Completely another no, probably. Do you want to help me break this thing?
He lashes out with a hand and completely invisible magic blasts out. Make a reflex saving throw, Xander.
Yeah! 23.
23. And Xander, you are knocked back through the air and take 28 points of force damage and hit the ground maybe 40 feet away. You dare interfere with the honor, Kryn.
You're the honor, Kryn. You stuck me in a portal. Xander will fire back at him if I have the opportunity to.
Right before you do that, he almost casually just extends his left hand into one of these beams and starts to gather a bit of power from it. But go right ahead.
I will fire at him with a wall of fire.
Okay.
It takes everything. It's a giant action. You know what? No, hydraulic torrent. I'm sorry. Let's throw some major water at this guy.
All right.
He will need to make a fortitude save.
Fortitude save. Oh. 23?
Not enough.
Enough.
Needed that, but he didn't get it.
Oh.
So I blast him with a 22 points of bludgeoning damage of water.
Does it move him at all?
It does. So if he failed the save, he gets knocked back 5 feet, 10 feet if it was critical. It wasn't.
All right, you knock him back as well with this incredible, powerful blast of water, and he goes flying backwards and falls to the ground. Iggy, you can see these creatures, these dragon creatures are swarming in, and the water is now not painful. It's actually water that's dripping down gently around you. What would you like to do, Iggy, as these creatures are screeching and flying your way in the 3-animal formation?
Is there one of the shafts of light close?
Close-ish, yes, but it's a leap.
So I'm like jumping off a cog to hit it? Is that what you're saying?
Into infinite darkness to try to aim towards a beam, correct?
Yes. I'm gonna do it. I see these dragons and
Come on, honey. Oh my god.
Can I give hero points?
You may not, as you are not connected to this scene.
God!
There is one person who is connected to this scene.
I can't. I'm out of hero points, so this
All right.
one chance.
I'm gonna
Roll
mic
really
so I
well.
can.
Don't roll yet. Don't roll yet.
Nah,
So,
I don't even know what I need to roll.
all right.
Okay.
So Iggy sees these creatures coming in, these environmental effects. He knows he is stranded somewhere really bad. The cog starts to go down. You hunker down. You see what this beam is, and you leap with all of your might this great distance through an infinite blackness in another realm. Make an athletics roll for me, please.
Okay. I'm doing this because I know all of this is from Xander, and he has to be close. He has to be connected with this light. I'm not just blind faith here. I mean, a little bit. 34.
34! Almost a natural 20. Just one away, but that's still really
I'm
good.
a little nervous over here.
Come on, my dude.
A little nervous. With a 34, you miss. You can't get to it. It's too far, but then you extend your arms and you're actually able to change with your air resistance and fly and glide and hit into the beam. And with a thud, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you land upon third calibrate Navarre. Or
Yes.
you look as stunned
You're
as
still in a shitload of trouble, but yes.
all three of you were like, what just happened?
Oh my gosh. Roll of the night.
Xander, Iggy,
Where did you come from?
Where did you come from?
I was
is
shooting the
this?
thing. It's the golden
I
guy
know
with the
this
seven
guy.
bungalows.
Fuck this guy. Let's get him.
Hit him. I gotta break the thing.
I love you guys.
Oh my god.
Iggy, Xander, what would you like to do?
Other than screaming at each other.
in the face.
You rise to your
Albert
feet.
gets up. Should I
Wow.
go?
You have 2 actions left.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use them both to attack.
Go for it. You get
A
Nice.
33.
Jesus.
33 is a hit.
There we go.
It's actually 35. He's right next to you, prone. We're gonna give you a
Okay.
bonus.
30 points of damage,
30 points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right.
and I'll swing again
Getting filibusted.
with the 14.
With a 14. It's a big hit to the guy. There's a crunch on his armor, and he is just in shock of what is happening. Xander, you also have a couple actions.
I'm first gonna acid air. Oh no! First, I'm going to send a. I'm gonna use my elemental toss, and I'm gonna grab the elements underneath, and I'm gonna try to take some of the stone that's around the thing and kind of crush up into the gearbox that I'm working with. Just throw a bunch of dirt and gear and rocks right into it. Just bludgeon it with that.
All right.
Just gonna smash the ground and toss it all in.
Roll the auto hit. Roll damage, please.
13 points of bludgeoning
13.
damage for that.
You see the thing is shaking. It's instead of rotating smoothly, these 3 rings, they're now gyrating about and it's looking pretty rough right now.
And I follow up with an acid arrow
At that machine.
at the machine again.
Roll your damage.
He's on it.
Oh, that's nice.
30 points of acid damage, and it does have persist. I don't know if it takes persistent because it's inanimate.
With 30 points of damage, you melt off 1/2 of the inner ring and it just dissolves into goo on the ground, which throws everything else off. There is a clank and all 3 pieces collapse to the ground and the machine is destroyed.
Whoa.
Rising to
Thank
its
you for waiting till I got out of it.
You what?
Wow.
Rising to his feet, third calibrate Navarre says, very frustratedly, as all the beams of light in this room start to coalesce around his hand, the beam he has his hand in, and you can see he's starting to heal some of those wounds, Iggy. Navarre says, we will get free of the great machine. You cannot stop us. And all you've done here is to unleash a power in this city that will further hasten the end of your world. There is a weakness between the veils that we, and not only we, have pierced. We will see you again. And he steps in and disappears through the shaft and is gone.
Good job, guys.
Where'd he go?
He's swinging where he's.
Senator Grier suddenly stands up with a bit of gumption. A vote is called for, a vote! And some other people others say no, no, and people are much more animated. Sildren, you've just finished speaking, and a hand is placed on your shoulder, and you hear the words, let me speak now. Stand aside, Sildren.
And Sildren will announce the king. His Majesty, King Phaon, will speak.
The senators grow quiet, and Senator Kethad says nothing as Enpator raises a stopping hand motion towards him. The king steps into the middle and raises his head and straightens his shoulders. It has been a long time to get here, and many people have given everything to bring us all together right here and right now. I have traveled across Navarre, across the expanse of Varennes, and from places far, far beyond to stand before you. Recognize who stands here. Your queen and I led Navarre for years. It was Queen Mariella's wish to give the people a voice in their lives. So it was she who drafted the laws and created the Senate I stand before today. We worked with your predecessors and many of you here to lift Navarre from desperate times of corruption and isolation to a prosperous time of community and tradition. She and I care deeply for our kingdom, and many of you here felt the same. After many years, my life all but ended the day the healers told me our queen, my queen, was caught in a deep sickness for which there was no return. Idrisil, you see Lady Tamaldrin looking down at the ground. For months, I watched my beloved waste away, watched her grow tired, gaunt, and a shadow of the woman I knew. And during this time, this Senate of Navarre also became gaunt and a shadow of its former glory. When Mariella passed, I sought every path to bring her back. I turned away from my beloved kingdom, the one thing that could ever tear me away from Navarre, and that was even the slimmest chance I could bring my Mariella back. I traveled across Varennes and found people who could guide me through the heavens and to her, and so I did. With my most trusted knights, we crossed into realms that are only stories in old books, and fought our way to the doorsteps of the gods themselves. What seemed like weeks became decades, until one day, there she was, my Mariella. I could reach out and touch her face, and after so many years, I heard her voice once more. She spoke in soft words. My love told me there was no returning for her, and that I could not stay there with her. And then she stood up and shared stronger words with me, not as my beloved, but as my queen. What she said was this: "You have sacrificed everything to be here, and I love you for that. But our time has passed, and your people need you. You are my husband and my love, but more than anything, you are my king. Return to Varennes, return to Navarre, and take back your throne. Be the king again that Navarre needs now more than ever." So I said my goodbyes and left my queen. I traveled back through the heavens to stand before you now. This Senate must represent the people, but its greed and corruptions must go. Those of you loyal to your people and your kingdom must work with me to make Navarre as strong as it once was, as a beacon throughout all of Varennes. There is strength here in Navarre we will bring back, and hope within our people that will rekindle. Recognize this voice, this face, and this heart that burns for Navarre, and recognize me as the wolf, King Phaon. And there is cheers coming from many senators, excited senators cheering loudly.
Winros is banging his shield.
A vote is called out. A vote is called out, and without even waiting, several senators start bringing around a plate, almost a platter, that has some sort of magical sheen to it, and they start walking around to these different seats as some senators are still arguing, and others start taking out a stone and placing it down, and it is a clearish white stone, and each of them place the same stone as some sort of voting mechanism you're not quite familiar with, and each one places a stone and another stone and another stone. The door is being closed now to anyone coming in to affect this vote, and just as it's closed, in comes a haggard-looking gnome and a dwarf as the door to the Senate chamber is closed, and all our heroes are here, and more stones are placed. Senator Kethad is moving quickly between several other senators and talking with them and making rather dramatic hand gestures. And little by little, this platter, silverish, shiny, magical platter, gathers stones upon them, these marbles, 44 in particular, with the last one placed by Senator Kethad himself on top, and they all hold this perfect shape. And these stones are brought forward into the middle section where Enpator, a fairly impartial a person here, looks at these stones and waves a hand to both check for magic and to change the color of the stones that are there. Enpator says, "This vote is to recognize the man before us as King Phaon and to retake his rightful throne, or this vote is to decide this man is a criminal and fraud and to be taken away." And as he does that, the stones start to change shape. Some of them bluish, some of them dark reddish, and they are not looking one way or the other as all of them start to form. And I need Idrisil to make a diplomacy roll +2, please.
Okay.
Use those hero points, my dude, if you need them.
This is. My God. I don't even know how to define this roll. Yay!
29.
29 is good.
You see there is more of the brighter color than you were expecting, and it's kind of catching up. I need Sildren to make a diplomacy roll. Brenrose, you do not get one as you saved lives with your major speech earlier on.
What?
Do I get the +3 on that?
You get your +3.
That'll be a total of 30.
Yes! You guys, we saved our rolls for the right time!
You hear a voice call out, a female voice say, "I also have votes to cast. The king's vote." And she walks out with 5 white marbles and walks down. "I must say this business has weighed on me, and not in any good way. Contrary to what many of you men here may think, a lady likes to feel appreciated for who she is and does not like being used. You shower me with shiny trinkets and keep me well in my estate, but make no mistake, I am no plaything for this Senate. Nor do I like old kings visiting me with promises and obligations, or handsome elves trying to manipulate me. You know, as a matter of fact, I believe I'm quite done with this political business altogether." And she clasps her votes, and abstaining once more may be the best way to be done with you all. But I do have fond memories of long walks in the orchid garden with Queen Mariella, who became like a sister to me. And I remember the sickness that wasted away the beautiful flower that was my dear friend. And as the Queen's final words were for King Phaon to take the throne again, then so be it. My votes go to the king, and she casually tosses them onto the tray. And with her votes, they had no impact, but taking things even further beyond a victory with the amazing sway and the speeches. There is a massive amount of positive votes. The non-excited Enpator says the vote has been decided. Senator Grier cries out, King Phaon is recognized! All hail the king's return! The king of Navarre is returned to the throne!
All hail
The king of Navarre is returned!
You hear, no, recount the votes. I demand these wizards step in and recount them from Kithad.
And Sildren kicks him in the back of his knees and drops him down to his knees.
Oh, he drops to his knees. He scrambles away. He yells
I grab
at the
him by the
guards.
hair if I can and be like, not another word from you.
He wants to. He's going to totally defeat you. Hold on. He's making. Nope. All right. He struggles, but totally fails. The king says, you have voted wisely, and the times will change for the better now. But first, I need you to take this man down, he says to Sildren, pointing at Kethad, in whatever way you would like to take that.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Do it.
This man has proven himself corrupt and evil with no redemption. And just Sildren draws the dagger and just slits his throat and just shoves him like straight down. Just shoves him off like he's just a bag of nothing.
Ooh. Senator Grier opens up one of the doors. Some other doors are opening up, and pages are running out, crying and screaming about the king has returned, the king has returned. Grier says, bring him here, and is pointing towards a light on the third floor of daylight outside. To you, Sildren.
Wait, what?
He wants you to bring the
pointing-
guy to the shaft of light outside.
Sure.
Yeah, you follow him, and several of the senators and people are heading out and waving you on towards a balcony on the third floor where some of them were watching you fight earlier. You drag out to the balcony, you see hundreds and hundreds of people are gathered chanting, and as word starts to get out from the front door of the king has returned, the crowd starts to cheer more and more in King Phaon's name, and you have this still barely alive, just gurgling, bloodied, getting all over you and all over his nice senator overseer robe, Kethad, in your hand right at the balcony, and everyone sees this, and there's more crazy cheers.
You belong to the crowd now. And toss him.
Oh! He goes flying out and unceremoniously splats on the stairs of the Senate in a bloody mess. There's shock from the crowd. There's more cheering from the crowd. And as you step back from that, you're not creating a positive image for the new government right now, Sildren. As you step back from that balcony, our view kind of fades further and further back down this hallway. We see the King Phaon step past you out of the darkness of the hall and into the light of the balcony, the sunlight, and the cheers of the crowd. And we fade away to a week from then.
2 weeks, right?
It is 1 week from then.
Oh.
1 week down, 1 week later.
Gotcha.
1 week later, there is a celebration that has just wrapped up just outside the Castle of the Storm. Our heroes have just received adulations from the big crowd. Everyone's been there and gathered. You're in big formal regal robes, all of you. They even have a small mini robe for the Yosoki and the gnome.
Does Yathane get a rope?
Yathane does not, I'm afraid, get a robe. You guys have medallions of awards that have been given. You've spent the day, it's almost gone too long. It's been these long speeches of what you have done and the greatness you have given them. You've finished that. You've gone into the castle itself where the king pours some wine in a much more casual setting with a few people, including yourselves, and Lord Yendamore, looking much better, is also there as well. And the king says, a drink, my friends, and pours one for all of you. We could not have gotten this far in any way without you, Lord Endemore, and your work. The wolves that we lost to get us here, and these our heroes who have brought sanity back to the kingdom of Navarre. And to this I cheer all of you to the defenders of the realm. And the group cheers and drinks.
To the defenders of the realm!
Oh no, not Tanner. Tanner, don't drink too much.
You don't know me!
There's some celebration, there's some music, there's some other officials that come in, there's some senators. There's been a lot of upheaval in the Senate, but there's still a Senate in place for sure. Senator Grier is here. That's one of the select few. There's some conversations going on. And there's just like a small little celebratory after party, if you will. And the king pulls Sir Brenros aside. Sir Brenros, there's a matter that I think your expertise will be required. That matter is the Church of Solene. I feel that it would behoove you to address the situation there with the high priest, and perhaps a significant change might be in order, and I would entrust you with several of our new soldiers to facilitate that. What say you?
What is your intent, my king? Is it to replace or punish?
It is to replace the high priest. He is at part of the core of corruption, and we cannot have such a man in leading our spiritual side of the city. Would you agree?
I would agree. He has faced trials and tribulations most men would not bear on their own. I've seen into him, and he is capable. He is certainly powerful, but I do believe he in some way acknowledges his wrongs. If there could be any leniency spoken on his behalf, I would ask of it.
Why don't you speak with him then? Take what men you need, and I will leave that decision to your good judgment.
Very well.
But before you go, before all of you drink too much,
You don't know me!
we do not have much coin to share, as there is a city and kingdom to rebuild. But I have gone through the treasury of old and have found some suitable reward for our heroes. And he motions for a servant to come over, who brings a wooden box, the likes of which you have seen before, taken from the Brackenhill Keep previously. We'll wait for, there he is, Alistair. The king motions for this box to come over, and he opens it up, and inside are several gems. And he motions, and several bits of some of armor is brought out, and also some strange but shiny looking boots are brought out. And he starts doling out these various gifts for my brave heroes. May these serve you well. And don't ask why we didn't hand these out earlier. I didn't even think about that till now. Don't. He hands these out. I'm just going to list these out for you guys to do as you will. What he is given to you guys, and I'm going to drop it in our Fantasy Grounds concept here. Going to the group. Where's it at?
Party sheet,
right? Party sheet inventory. Going to here. He is bringing forth a suit of armor called Electric Eelskin armor. This is leather armor that is a +1 leather armor that also gives you +1 to all saving throws. In addition, it gives you a +2 bonus to any athletics or stealth checks while in water. It can also once per hour zap out a level 2 shocking grasp spell. And finally, while wearing this armor, you can breathe underwater forever.
Brendan wants it. In case I see.
And that is electric eelskin leather armor for the group to decide what they want to do with that. He is also providing to the group, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's also providing you 4 gems that can be magically infused, similar to what you did with your weapons. 4 gems that can be magically infused with resilient armor. It will phase into your armor and also make your current armor get +1 to all saving throws. You can decide who's gonna whatever. He also has 3 other different colored gems that can infuse with magic items. And I'm going to say these will work specifically with your more powerful items of the healer's gloves, turning them into greater healer's gloves.
Oh.
So what you would do is take the ones I'm going to drop into the group, delete your old one, and just drag this one in to replace it.
Okay.
Don't get too excited about that, Alistair. Those are still mine.
I just improved. The
I
initials
don't
are
know
still
about all that.
And this increases its healing to 4d6 plus 15 healing instead of 6 plus 7. He also gives a gem to the Staff of Healing, turning it into a greater Staff of Healing.
Sweet.
And what that does is it does not increase the amount of charges. That is still at 4, the amount of charges you can have. But what you can do with them now is cast a level 2 heal, or a level 2 restoration, or a level 2 restore senses, or a level 3 remove disease, or a level 3 heal.
You still want the gloves?
But actually, thinking about it, you probably should keep the gloves just because it's good to have another person with heals. So that makes sense for you to keep the gloves, so that if, like, you know, I go down or something, you can heal me, and then I can heal other people. Yeah, I'll definitely take that Staff of Healing.
All right. And again, this replaces your current item in your inventory. It's making your current one stronger.
Understood.
And then he does the same thing with Xanar's staff, with the Staff of Evocation. So Xanar, your charges do not change. It's still 4, but now you gain the ability to cast primarily a 3rd level lightning bolt, and a 4th level weapon storm or 4th level fireball can also be expended from this staff.
Wow!
So thank
you for not forgetting me.
Yeah, he didn't increase the power, but just the breadth of options now that you have available to you with that staff.
Now we know why you said don't drink too much while I hand you.
We don't want to say nuclear weapon, but bazooka's pretty good.
And then I think the last item he hands over are a pair of shiny boots that you later are able to identify as Daredevil boots.
Eh?
These give a permanent +2 bonus to acrobatics checks.
Yeah.
A +1 circumstance bonus to tumbling through an enemy's space.
Yeah.
You
Maple
can,
kind?
They can also help you grip some solid surfaces, helping you when you fall. So you can treat all falls as 10 feet shorter, or if you have the cat fall feat, which 2 of you do, you treat your proficiency rank in acrobatics as 1 full degree better. So if you have expert, you're considered master for cat fall, or master, you become legendary, which can have huge impacts for falling for some of you. And once per day for 2 actions, you can activate these boots and cast freedom of movement so that you cannot be slowed or restricted by anything that's on you.
I assume those are appealing to you there, Piercy.
Piercy.
Well, he did lose his other boots up somebody's ass. Or
Yeah.
Another magic item lost.
That's noted
Where's my
earlier.
sword?
Yeah, it seems like it would be appropriate to go to Piercy on that.
Oh,
Right.
that catfall boost is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The number 2 is Renros, by the way.
That now makes my catfault legendary, which means
What?
I don't take any damage.
Wow.
Oh my
You
god.
fall
cannot take
forever.
falling damage.
You take no falling damage.
You want to go to the pits real quick?
Can we
Wow.
crawl onto him and he falls and
Yes, but you guys still
Oh,
take
okay.
it. He gets ripped out of his arms. And then
That's
the after some more celebration and food and talking about the times and the tribulations of getting to this particular point, the king then has you guys gathered around and says, I would have a word with my defenders and would ask of you, Heavybringer.
Yes.
I feel you could take charge of our city guard very well and help ensure everyone's safety. I would ask that you consider this role in helping bring safety to our city, and which will then cascade to the kingdom itself. And I do not offer this lightly, as well as to you, Sildren. I could use your clarity and guidance as official counsel for the king. Your words have helped a great deal. And to you, Xander, as having official duties with House Rilmar, you could be liaison between the King's Council and the noble houses and become a political advisor for the king. And I had thoughts of a group of wardens to patrol our kingdom and keep the peace. These would be archers or woodsmen. And I wholeheartedly believe, Idrisil, that you could lead these men, train them, and have this new organization keep outside of Mearscon protected as well from many threats we do not even know of yet. And Piercy, I know you've talked much about getting out to see the world for yourself, but I do value your loyalty, and you are most welcome here in the castle.
Piercy
Again.
takes his hat off and takes a knee.
And of course, Sir Brenros, I have thought about this some time ago when I was last there, and I believe you would be most welcome to take charge of Brackenhill Keep, to clean it up and establish it as an official home for the Order of the Vigilant and become the Order's leader here in Navarre. And these are titles you have all well earned. What say you, my defenders?
It would be an honor, King Phaon, to serve on your behalf.
Yes, I would serve you for the rest of my days, King.
Then consider your adventuring days over, my friends, as you will be new members of a new leadership here within Navarre, and we will do a great many things.
Idrisil will, as Piercy did, will take a knee in front of the king.
And Sildren will bow, but I am sorry, King Phaon, but I cannot accept such a position, as it would keep me within the city walls, and too long have I already been within them. I must return to places outside of civilization, as they are the only place where I will feel true comfort and find peace.
I understand.
If I may, my good King Phaon, you are very generous with your titles and the lands, and I could think of no more special place to my heart than having access to Brackenwell Keep, considering who I know is a resident there now. But I could not stay in good conscience, considering the other evils that wander this world. I don't know, it's been a week, but I imagine much has been done by Skordrenar, who still looms over all of us. You give us wonderful items, and your words are an inspiration, but there is still much to do. And I beg your leave in this situation.
Of course. So it will be you and Sildren carrying on.
I have a quick question. How long would you need me to be an advisor?
You have signed already.
No, it's good. I'm happy. It's good. I'm right here.
Read the EULA.
This would be a permanent position here with the city until your king releases you. Understandably, you would have your unusual research location that you have taken me to in the past, but we would have a proper home placed for you here close to the civic buildings for you to carry out your day-to-day tasks, Xander.
What kind of tasks? Would they be a lot of magic and learning stuff and making things change and you know, it adds some, you know, when you put the stuff in, you making it big, right? A lot of fire.
No. This would be many meetings between you and House Relmar, who you have a relationship with, and perhaps some of the other houses. How does that do you?
Like lots of meetings?
I would imagine so, yes.
Oh. Hypothetically, if I don't like meetings, what would I say?
You must speak what's in your heart.
I like magic. I like magic so much, and I don't know nearly enough of it, Your Highness. There's so many things I need to learn. I still don't know how I have it. Where did it come from? How am I gonna get it? Where do I get more? Do I need more? Is it supposed to have something? Do I have a purpose with it? Your Highness, when we met you, I knew what we had to do. I knew we had to get you there. Not just because we're the champions of you, but because we're defenders of the realm. I love that we got you here. I think you are the perfect person for this, and Navarre's gonna do so much better for you. But I don't think I can defend Navarre in meetings. I'm needed elsewhere. I'm needed out there. This has a purpose. All of this magic has a purpose. And I don't know what that is yet. But I think it's something greater. And I need to go find out.
I understand. You are young and have adventure still in your heart. I understand. And do I still have a new captain of the guard, Heavybringer? There is much work to be done to instill confidence in our guard here in the city.
As much as I don't want to break apart from my friends, I think you still have me, yes. But I'd very much like to stay in the city, stay with you as king. There are people inside the city I've grown close to, and I will stay here in your service.
And he looks over at you, Idrisil.
There's something in your throat.
Thank you, Sildren. Idrisil will stand back up and look to Sildren and say, though you will not remain within the walls of the city, you will count yourself amongst the wolves.
Aye.
And to you, Phaon, with your blessing, your new band of rangers will continue in your name. I would name them the Wolves. And we will, Sir Brenrose, we will assist you in ending Scourgenar's reign. Placing you here, King Phaon, was only the beginning. Now it seems the real work must begin. I will accept the position as Warden of Navarre.
Now, it's very good. And you, Piercy, and he calls out to Piercy, who has left the conversation, and the Yosoki swashbuckler is looking out a window where, Piercy, you can see a tremendous roiling of dark clouds that has gathered from off the coast, and you can see lightning striking and a dark black, looks like almost a funnel of a tornado, but it's not. It's some strange, weird, twisting cloud heading down that looks dramatically dire and foreboding. And you identify, Piercy, as you have climbed around beneath the city for many years, that these clouds are now gathering directly over the pits. And we will stop there for tonight. So that is it, everyone, for episode 20. That was fantastic. Thank you, everybody here who are great players and everyone who listened in. We are off next week, and then we'll be back after that, and we will see you next time.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.